Oh, we're live now. And we should be saying hello, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, looks like Nita's coming in as well. I can see she's got her eyeballs there. Hold on, I'll bring Nita in as well.
Hello.
Hello, Chuckles.
Hello.
Hello, honey.
How are you, darling?
Hi,
I've not
guys.
seen you for ages.
I've been going to bed.
You don't want to tell us all your secrets, you know, because that
No.
might embarrass us.
Trust me, Andy. I will not be telling you my secrets unless I'm drunk.
Kenny, get the vodka out.
That's a hint there. Then play with Bevy.
Oh, bless.
Good.
Still trying.
Good way of getting free Bevy out of folk, that, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, bless you. Bless you.
Evening, Gordon. And
Evening,
Kenny.
Gordon.
Nita, you better let Kenny know that link works, because he's still saying it doesn't work.
How can Kenny be typing in here if the YouTube link doesn't work?
Weggy sent me 2 links. Neither of them worked. You sent a link and I got in straight away.
What more can I say? Hey,
oh, there you go.
Golden Bollocks does it again.
I'm glad you said golden and not big bollocks.
Oh, fucking hell, no. Actually, in fairness, the bollocks are all right. It's the cock I've got to worry about.
Too much.
I'm not on Danny Dyer's standard bollocks anyway. That's supposed to be like a fucking cricket ball, isn't it?
Oh, bless you.
So, what you all been up to then, boys and girls? What you been doing, you know, with all this lovely lockdown and that?
Fucking self-isolating.
I was at home and then I did some more at home stuff. I did actually go for a walk and we went to the shops. Then I stayed at home.
Carl, did you have a sausage roll in the park?
No.
He had his sausage out in the park. Is that the same?
And he had it wrapped as well. In an old newspaper.
It was on the wrong time of day.
It actually stood out in front of him when he was walking down the road.
The problem was Julie was trying to squirt ketchup on it.
Well, that was a hot dog.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's it. She's off.
Nothing like a hot dog, is they, in the park? Most people like a hot dog in the park, don't they?
Yeah.
I think they call it al fresco, don't they?
In the park.
Yeah, that's posh for outdoors, isn't it?
Yeah, al fresco. Yeah.
Why can't they just say fucking outdoors?
I don't know, but you've
exactly, Chris.
got to have a little bit of French into it, you know, a little bit of French wordage, you know, when it comes to the labour of love, you know.
A little bit of je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. Whatever that is. But
yeah.
Oh, so nobody's been doing a lot then. It's just all been sitting at home. And you say, Chris, you're self-isolating.
Yeah. Wednesday at work, I was working in close proximity of somebody that tested positive Thursday morning. Well, we're doing our own COVID testing in the school. So I immediately had a test. Negative. Friday, had a test. Negative. Saturday and Sunday at home. Monday at the hospital. Had a test. Negative. I'll tell you about the hospital after. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm working from home. So no problem. This morning, I go in and think, right, I'll have another test. And I'm due for my weekly test tomorrow. So that would be a full week of testing. I get in there. The testing centre's shut because of lack of staff. They've all gone off with fucking COVID.
No.
I was only in work for an hour and they said, wait, fuck off home. You're self-isolating for the rest of the week. So I've got to self-isolate now until Sunday. But I can do part of my work from home. But, hospital, Monday. Oh, man, what a fucker. 3 injections in each eyeball.
Oh,
Oh.
my God.
Yeah.
I don't like the sound of that.
No,
God.
Oh,
Has it helped?
ain't. Oh, it ain't fucking good. I mean,
Has it helped though?
I don't notice any different at the moment.
No.
It's really bizarre. How can you describe it? You know them little things that the jewelers look through. They put it in their eye when they're looking at a small stone and that. It's like one of them with a Y-shaped junction on the side of it, and they put that on your eyeball, and it's supposed to stop your eyeball from moving around, and then they run the needle down the side of it into the eyeball. Well, I kid you not, yeah. My doctor gave me a couple of diazepam to take before I went to calm my nerves, because I said, look, I've got a needle phobia. I said, the stupid thing is I inject most days with insulin, but it's an EpiPen, so it's not like a syringe. I'm covered in tattoos, but I do have a needle phobia. And I said, if you come near me with a fucking hypodermic, I said, I will go straight into panic mode and I will wipe out all the staff in that room with no hesitation. So they give me a couple of diazepam. When I spoke to the bloke in the pharmacy, I said, how long do these take to work? He said, about an hour. I said, how long do they last? He said, about 8 hours. So I said, right, I'll have them just over an hour before I go so that they've kicked in by the time I get there. I said, how do they mix with tramadol? He said, oh, you'll just be extra sleepy. So I had a handful of fucking tramadol as well. I got in there.
you know, Chris.
Normally, you're sitting upright and you look. I've had the laser and that, and it's no issue. Laid on the bed, two gorgeous nurses holding me down. No ropes involved, nothing like that.
That's a shame.
And there's a cross on the ceiling. I've got to stare at this cross while they're fucking jabbing me in the eyes. And at one point, I thought fucking Tessa Sanderson had the old fucking javelins back out. But yeah, I've done them. One side, my right side didn't really hurt, although I could feel it. The left side, I don't know whether they didn't put enough anaesthetic in that side or what, because they just put anaesthetic drops in your eyes.
Yeah.
First one hurt like a complete cunt. It was just like somebody had stabbed me with a screwdriver in the garage.
Yeah.
Second one wasn't quite so bad, and the third one I hardly felt, but I'm not sure whether that's because it was going numb where it hurt so much, or whether the anaesthetic was actually just slow kicking in. But if I've got to go for any more, I want something stronger than fucking diazepam, because they didn't do diddly squat. I don't mind having the same two nurses again, though.
Have they said you got to have some more then, Chris, or they just said that's the last treatment?
Well, they haven't said, but from everybody else I've spoken to that's had these injections, it's the first of a few. So we'll wait and see. But I know I've got another bout of laser next.
God.
Yeah.
Is that all to do with your diabetes then?
Yeah. Basically what happens is the retina on the back of the eyeball starts pushing out new blood vessels. So not blood vessels that you're born with, and they're weak and they bleed. So they burn them off with a laser. Where they've burnt them off, a new one can't grow. And they've burnt off all that they can without me going into a theatre. So if you can imagine, if you've got a hole, but the laser can only go down so far, it can't get down here because it's a straight line. It can't go, it can't bend. So the next one is in the theatre now, and they put something inside or do something, refract it or do, I don't fucking know. So I've got that to come.
Is this to do with your yearly eye check then, when you go and have your eyes checked for being a diabetic?
Yeah, they picked it up 3 years ago, I think. So I've had 9 lots of laser on both eyes now.
Bloody hell.
Then I've got the next one. But apparently the reason for the injections was, although the blood vessels couldn't grow on the back, they've now started to grow on the front or on the iris, on the coloured bit. So some of it was to do with that, and there's some build up of liquid. I can't think what they call it now. Something myopia, I think, but build up of liquid inside the eyeball. Yeah. If it fills up too much, you go blind. But it's weird. It obviously feels from the bottom upwards, but your sight goes from the top downwards because it's all inverted. All your sight's inverted. Now, what the fuck was funny about that? Hang on, Kenny's got his cock out. That's what it is.
Oh, he's doing something there, and he's walking around.
He's getting angry.
He'd be throwing that fucking iPad around in a minute.
Trying to join, is he?
Oh dear.
He's not sitting there waiting to get on, is he?
Huh? Yeah, he's tried, Chris, and he's coming up with 404, and something went wrong.
All right.
Nothing on it.
Tell him to use the link that I put it on about 5 minutes ago. The longer link.
Yeah, I think he did.
I'll just put another one on. That should
Right,
hopefully
Carl
do
has sent you one.
It's on the group chat.
Yeah,
Failing Nita.
Yeah.
Tell him if that doesn't work, he needs to go and get a 7/16 left-handed spanner and just tweak the settings on his tablet.
Yeah, and tell him to wear a boxing glove at the same time.
Yeah, or he's got to poke the hamster up the arse.
He's on the computer.
Fucking hamster up the arse. Okay. Somebody else, I see, K Middleditch, sod it, still link up, fuck, watch it and listen.
Yeah, I think that's Kenny giving up.
Yeah, he hasn't got a lot of patience when it comes to computers.
No, I don't think anybody else actually.
Hello, Stitch.
Good, Stitch.
Bless. Hello, sweet.
Sweet.
That's what we like to hear.
Sweet.
Does that make them too sweet and sour now then?
What? Yeah. Oh, crap. Hang on. I've done something wrong. Done. Right.
So it don't sound like a lot of people have done very much except having their eyes pierced. Really?
No. I don't know how these people have their fucking eyes tattooed. Fucking hell.
Look at that.
Honestly, have you seen it, Andy?
No.
It's a big thing in prison, and the white part of their eye, they normally tattoo it blue or red.
How for?
Don't know. I think it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So the whites of your eyes are always blue? Like
Yeah. Normally biro blue or Bic red.
Bloody hell, that sounds bloody awful. I couldn't let them do it to me.
Yeah.
I have to go like you do, Chris. I have to go once a year because I'm a diabetic, but I'm only type 2 at the moment. So I have to go every year. Have it done. But I'm not looking forward to that if that starts bloody happening. Bloody hell.
No, keep on top of everything. Because I was
Oh shit.
You learn
Sorry.
that the high blood sugars fuck up your internal organs and stuff like that. And because you can't see it happening, you think, well, no, I feel fine.
Yeah,
everything's okay. Now I've got problems with my feet and with my eyes. And it's too late. It's just trying to make the best of a bad thing now.
Point is, you don't want to get them to the point where they're going to say we've got to put you on insulin, do you? Because then that affects your license.
I'm on it.
Oh, you're on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Next stage for me is eyes-wise is going blind, and feet-wise is feet off.
Yeah. I know you feel it. I feel it in my feet because my feet are like a bit numb. And sometimes you get pains in your feet out of nowhere, just like somebody stabbed you in the foot. But,
go and have a check for Charcot foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charcot. It's basically the bones go a little bit brittle and they'll break, reset. But as the nerve endings die, you don't feel the pain. The issue I've got is my nerve endings inside the foot are all fine. I feel every fucking bit of pain. Hence, I'm on like fucking half a dozen tramadol a day. But I've got nerve end damage on the external side, but not everywhere. So when they do the old tickle test and sharp test and all that, I'm about 70% okay, 30% dead. But if they push hard enough and the internal nerves pick it up,
All right, bloody hell. Think we'll have to-
so yeah, you definitely want to look after it.
Well, I've been a type diabetic for about 13, 14 years, so. But that runs in my family, you know, my whole family.
Yeah.
My mum was a diabetic, my sister's a diabetic, all my mum's family were diabetic. It's a thing that runs in the family. It's I always say to my boys, I said, just watch it, because when you get older, if that runs through me, and that will run into you as well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same on my missus' side.
Mm.
Yeah.
What's your normal sugars, Andy?
I don't know, mate. I don't test them. No, I haven't even got a pen to do it with. They said that they were cutting back when I first became a diabetic about 13 years ago. They said they were cutting back because they couldn't afford to give everybody that stuff, and they cut back and they wouldn't give me one. So I've never had one. I used to have a blood test every 6 months, and then go and see the results. But because of COVID, I haven't had one for over a year.
Yeah, so I'm up for a year. Funny enough, I spoke with my quack this morning, and she said, "Get your ass down here, and we'll do one."
Have mine done.
Why do we want to see your armpit, Nita?
I'm trying to get it rolling.
All right.
I think it's a bit hard to.
Is that where you store them under the arm?
Yeah.
You keep them moist under there.
Yeah.
Go on, Andy, swallow it, you dirty bastard.
Squeezing one out now.
I'm keeping my arms closed.
Is it like what they call them things for the cigars? Is it a humidor or something? So she's got a humidor.
A humidor.
Humidor.
A deodorizer.
A humidor. Well, apart from that, nothing's really happening then, is it, really?
Yeah, it's been a quiet week apart from that.
Yeah. Harry Codpiece, he ain't been nowhere. He went for one walk and that was it.
Yeah.
But me and Amy got a bit fed up. I think on Tuesday, Monday, and we went out and just had a little bit of a little ghost hunt. We went out and done a bit of ghost hunting at a little church that somebody wanted us to go and see. So we were out there. But since then, nothing really. You know, just sitting around. So I do start.
Ghost hunting.
Yeah.
Oh, come and get me.
It's a bit different to fox hunting, though, darling.
No.
If you go on YouTube and look up Suffolk Spooks, you'll see our channel on there. Suffolk Spooks.
Right.
Yeah, look that up, Suffolk Spooks, and you'll see our little ghost channel on there.
Hey, nobody's pulled you up for being racist on that, have they?
No.
I'm just asking because you know what people are like now. They're so fucking snowflake.
Mm. Yeah, so we've done that, and that's the only thing we've done. But I do start work tomorrow. They're going to close down what they call the A12 here, the one from London up to Ipswich. Closing it tomorrow night, and I think that's going to
the
be
one that goes into Harwich, isn't it?
No, that's the one that comes up from London up to Ipswich. You know, Chelmsford.
The main bit.
The main one.
What's the one that goes? What's the one that goes roughly from the M25 into Harwich?
120.
Is it the 120?
Yeah. So tomorrow
it's a
night,
nice straight bit of road. I know that.
Well, tomorrow night's going to be fun in this area because they're going to close the A14 and the A12 all on the same night. So that's going to be fun.
That'd be the same fucking idiots organised that shut the M5 and the M6 on the same fucking time.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. So both main roads out of Suffolk, one to London and one to the Midlands, are both going to be closed tomorrow night. That's all
right. If I'm going to come up to get my kebab, I'm going to come up in the helicopter then.
That's the thing. I went to the Chippy tonight as well.
Did you?
Yeah, adventure.
Bloody hell, mate.
Oh, no.
I can't remember the last time I went to a Chippy. My Chippy local to me, you're not even allowed in there. You have to shout your order through the door and wait outside and they'll bring it out.
No, we're allowed. We sort of go in there, give them the order, and then wait outside and they call you back in again.
Yeah. Oh no, we're not allowed back in. We're not even allowed in to fucking order it.
You know?
That's okay, unless it's pissing down with rain. Then you're standing outside in the rain waiting for your chips. Then by the time you got back to the car, the chips are all fucking soggy.
Can't remember the last time I had any of the bloody things since this bloody lockdown.
I don't think I think I've had one since the first lockdown. So what's that, coming up for a year now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to have a big party and all fuck off out for the night when we get to the first anniversary.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
have
going to be long, is it?
Yeah, we're
Hey,
still shut in.
Well, if Boris and that can all choose when they want to fucking put lockdown on, we'll have everything shut down starting Sunday. What's wrong with starting fucking today? If they can have a day off, so can we. I'm fed up with it now.
Everybody the trouble is though, even where in my street, I've got COVID in my street. I found out yesterday, a couple 3 doors away from me got it. They're in lockdown and my next door neighbour's mum turned up and she had it at Christmas. Everywhere around here that's been spreading, you know. So
it is. It's I'm only joking about fucking off and only having having a party.
Just
we need to be sensible.
Yeah, just waiting for this vaccine, I suppose, and then you might be able to get back to normal a bit.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Well, my missus read somewhere tonight that they might extend the fucking lockdown till the summer now.
I can hope not.
Yeah, I do. That'll fuck it right up. But if it needs to be, it needs to be. We don't want it to be fucking dragging on into next year.
No, but the trouble is because there's no nobody can arrange anything in the future because they don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have another year with no bike shows, no concerts, nothing, because nobody's going to invest in it if they're going to have to close it down, are they?
No.
So it's going to be 2 years without nothing. You know what I mean? Which is going to be a bit of a shit, really.
Yeah, but there again, you know, you're going to be alive to enjoy it the year after, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On the walls.
Maybe.
There's so many people starting to suffer under it, though, like getting depressed and pissed off and whatever. That's causing more trouble.
I think most people are pissed off at it. I know I am.
Yeah.
But I'd rather be pissed off of it now and get it sorted than have it dragging on.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Sorted.
I don't know how long they can keep it going because at the end of the day, they've got to borrow all this money, and in the end, they're going to run out of money, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know,
they should have fucking had the lockdown from June right the way through till like October or something like that, and it would have probably killed most of it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the point is, I had 4 weeks off on the first lockdown, but then I worked all the way through the summer, all over bloody Norfolk, Suffolk, Essex. And then now, since Christmas, that's been knocked on the head again. I've done 2 days' work since Christmas. Yeah, I'm going back to work tomorrow for 4 days. And that should be about another month every, you know. But if you're self-employed, you're not earning anything, you know what I mean?
Oh, you're fucked, didn't you?
You're fucked. Yeah, you don't get nothing. So everything that, you know, I don't want to make this into a fucking cry story, but, you know, you're just pumping out money all the time to feed people and run a house and cars and whatever. You're paying for your car, you know, road tax, and you're not using it. Well, what's the point?
We should be able to get a refund on that.
I think we should. Yeah. You're not hardly ever using your car. My bike has got road tax on it, and I haven't even used it all year, you know.
No, I think I'm going to end up sawing the bike. It's sat in the garage since September, and apart from one ride out and a couple of trips to work, that's all it's done.
Yeah, I'm about the same. You know, last time I went out on my bike is when we went up to Skegness, you know, at the end of September, and that's the last time. I haven't been on it since. But it's all sitting there. Okay, the MOT has run out now, and I'm not going to bloody do that till I know I can get back on it, you know?
Well, there's no point, is there?
No point, is there? No. So you might as well just go out there, start it up, run it for a bit, and then put it away and wait till the spring, you know? But
Carl, you're very quiet tonight.
Yeah.
What's the matter, Carl? You got on some sort of drug or something, mate?
No.
No?
No, I'm just getting fed up with being stuck in.
Oh, bless you.
Same shit, different day, mate.
Yeah.
I know.
The only positive way of looking at it is we're one day nearer the end every day.
Oh, yeah. No, I've just got now to talk about it. I've done now. You know, you want to talk about my kebab I had today. You talk about that.
I'll tell you what you can do, Carl.
What?
Go and visit. Yeah, go take us on a visit into your garage because I missed that one.
He's done his 1 mile walk for today.
Yeah, he's knackered now, poor old boy.
I can't really do that now because I'm on different contract on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah, because before I had an 80 gig contract because I worked for Vodafone and I got it free basically, and then Vodafone has suddenly taken the free contract away. I was paying 90 quid a month for it, so I thought no, I think I might change that then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ouch.
that's a lot of money. That.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of money.
Well, that was for both me and the missus. It was 90 quid a month, so we stopped that and we went on to Gift Gaff.
That's what I'm
So,
on.
yeah, so I haven't got nowhere near as much data as I used to have.
Yeah, I've
You
got
get
a
25 a month. You got unlimited data, as well as
Yeah,
calls and
I don't
texts.
use it that much really, so I've gone for a lot less one. I think mine's 12 quid a month now.
Yeah.
12 quid each, it's a bit of a difference between 12 quid and 24 and 90.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That. Al.
Yeah,
Yeah, even Vodafone, I think it's like with my little pod thing I've got, is £16 unlimited for 6 months, and I have to pay 25 for a year and a half after that. Yeah,
yeah.
unlimited. Point is, I'm not even using that because I'm not at work. I need it for work, but I'm not at work, so I'm paying that as well. No work. It's crazy. I'm just hearing stories from people who are so bloody depressed. Even my missus, I know she's getting fed up with it. You Pauline, fed up of sitting in. Yeah, she's bloody
Well,
pulling her hair
she's
out.
got to sit in with you. That's fucking why.
I don't sit with her, mate. In the other room. She's to play around with me, I'll tell you. Yeah, they don't know that old crap.
Bless.
I can go to the garage though. That's the big highlight of the day. Is walk round to the garage. But
Yeah.
apart from that, that's it. But I keep looking at all these bikes and stuff, and trying to read up on bikes and stuff, but still get bored. There's only so much to look at, isn't they?
I'll make you laugh. I ordered a takeaway tonight, and I thought, I'll pay cash for once.
Mm-hmm.
And then back in, I think it was March, I got 200 quid out of the bank, put it in my wallet, and I'm just looking. I've paid for tonight's dinner, and I still got 145 quid of the original 200 quid because no fucker wants cash.
No.
No.
Wave your card at me. I mean, what's it here? Go, wave it.
That'd be the next thing. They say, oh, you can't use cash. You've all got to use cards next. That'll be the next bloody thing.
Well, we had that in the first lockdown, didn't we?
Mm.
And I've just, every time I say to people, do you want cash? No, put it on a card.
Yeah.
Mm.
The chip shop wants cash because it's only a small place, but
yeah, there's a couple of small places. Some of the takeaways only want cash.
Yeah.
But if it's like 10, 15 quid, my missus will pay for it. If it's 30, 40, 50 quid, then I've got to fucking pay for it.
Lucky lad.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from there, mate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look, I'll pay for the takeaway this week. There's only me and you. You pay for it next week when we've got 27 fucking visitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to me. Yeah.
Because Julie's got her bank account and then we've got our bank account.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's fucking par for the course, mate. That is the standard marriage fucking banking system.
It's true. But anything about bikes? Anything about bikes? What's going on in the bike world then, Chris?
Oh,
Well,
I think somebody might have started one today. maybe. But
Yeah, I
don't
think
know
somebody
who.
did. I watched a couple of funny YouTube videos actually. I watched Mark. I think I've seen it before. Mark Marquez going up a ski slope on a MotoGP bike with spiked tires.
All right. Bloody hell.
And he had that much traction in places that he was wheeling. He was
Bloody
accelerating up there, giving it the fucking beans. Fair play to the bloke. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like watching him ride on the track because he wins all the time. It makes it boring. But he can certainly ride a fucking bike.
Oh my
Shit and
god!
fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting this next season to see if he get it all his own way.
yeah, I think Alex has made a big step up in his team.
Yeah.
Certainly the last 2 or 3 rounds. And then what else did I see? Oh, I'm trying to think of who it was now. Somebody was out on a MotoGP bike, first one of the year.
All right.
Can't think of who it was. Might have been Piro, one of the test
All right,
riders.
Yeah.
Pissing down with rain in Spain, but he was still out. He was the first one to go. I think the World Superbikes are in Spain as well. Getting ready for their first test.
Yeah, because they're usually the first ones who kick off, aren't they? World Superbikes. They have the
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, so
First
World
one.
Superbikes have the first one. MotoGP have the second one.
Yeah.
3
and
months
then-
later, BSB join in.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be interesting this year, though. I think the World Superbike's going to be an interesting season as well.
Yeah, I think second year on that bike, Scott Redding is going to give
Yeah.
Johnny Ray a
A
bit
bit of
more
a run.
for his money.
I think so. Yeah.
I think what let Scott down this time is every time he beat Johnny Ray was second, third,
Yeah.
and picking up the extra points, whereas Scott was all or nothing, really. He either won it, or he fell off, or he was at the back.
Yeah.
I think another year on it, with a bit more experience of those tyres. And just calm himself down a little bit, not try and win it first year out.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good season. Actually, I think that's going to be closer than it was last year. Anyway,
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah, I think in fairness, there's probably going to be 4 guys at the front. And that'll be obviously Ray and Redding.
Yeah.
And then Savadori, who's taken Chaz Davis's place.
Yeah.
Because
I
he
would
was
give-
doing well on
Yeah,
the
I
older
would give-
Ducati.
I would have given Chaz Davis one more year. I think he deserved it last year. I think he should have been given one more year because he was
Yeah.
coming good at the end of the season.
He's-
Really good.
He did get a ride.
Yeah. Oh, he's got one, hasn't he?
He's got one. He's back in World Superbike. He's still with Ducati as well, but
Satellite thing.
yeah, he's one of the satellites. I can't remember which one. I don't think it's Barney.
No.
It'll come to me in a minute. And then I got a funny feeling it'll either be Ray's teammate in Lowe's or
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. You might
Mr.
be right there.
Mr. Turkey.
Oh, right. Yes, I know you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to come on
Yeah.
here, right?
Yep. We got Wiggy, have we?
Yeah, he's actually in the chat.
That's because we've started talking about bikes now. We're going to come in.
Turns up.
Yeah. It's like if we're talking about porn, isn't it? Really, with Wiggy, as soon as you start talking about bikes.
Yeah.
I did see a bike he put up on Facebook, an old 70s bike.
The GS 750.
Yeah, Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I looked at that and I thought that brought back memories. that
Yeah,
bike.
they do.
I got one of them, and I rid that bike from Britain to fucking Greece. All the way to Greece. I went all the way from Britain to Greece. 2,500 miles each way. Yeah. I went all the way down
Nice.
to Athens and all the way back in the late 70s on one of them. Brand new
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, it must be quite quick if you did that in a day.
Yeah. I think it took me about 3 days, actually. Three and a half days.
Raz
Yeah.
Gatley of Blue. That's who I was thinking of.
Yes. Yeah, I think he's going to be there.
Keenan.
Yeah.
Not Keenan. Keenan's protege.
Yeah. So it was nice to see that old bike. I thought, cool, that brought back bloody memories, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what else.
Just one of them.
World Superbike related.
Yeah.
Leon Camia
Yeah.
kept getting injured. He's the Honda team manager for this year.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, he's an
Well,
underrated rider. He's always been an underrated rider. He won the British Superbikes and he went over the World Superbikes. And let's face it, he's had some shit bikes.
Yeah, he had that fucking MV for a while, didn't he?
Oh, God, he's done marvellous with that piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know, for what he got out of it, he's done really, really well. But he never really, well, he used to have bad
He
accidents.
suffered a lot of injuries. A lot
Yeah.
of injuries. I think the worst one was, 2 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
On his shoulder.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently he's the new Honda team manager. So that'd be interesting.
So he's not racing, he's just the manager.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
not hurting too much if he's had a load of accidents.
Yeah.
He's getting
I
on with
see
it,
something
man.
else in the news. Davide Brivio, the Suzuki team manager, just left.
Yeah.
There's rumours that he's going Formula One.
Formula One cars.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Team manager in there. I'm trying to think of it. Was sort. I think it was for Aston Martin. Can't remember. It's either tell a lie. It was for Alpine, not Aston Martin.
All right. Yeah.
What was Renault?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I wonder if they're going to run a full season, like like the MotoGP was sort of cut back. I wonder if they're going to run a proper full season all over the world this year.
What?
Or is that going to be a
I'm
couple of weeks?
hoping. It depends whether they follow Formula One, because Formula One have cancelled Australia already.
Have they?
Yeah.
No, it's postponed.
Well, yeah.
And China.
Yeah. The first two were postponed.
I think anybody'd be daft to go to China anyway, but there you go.
Yeah.
They're telling you they haven't got it, but they have.
Formula One season's not going to start now until mid-March, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like it used to be.
Yeah. I used to like sitting there at the weekend working out what I got. And okay, I've got Formula One this weekend. I've got MotoGP. I've got World Superbikes, and I've got British Superbikes.
Yeah.
Which order do I watch them in?
Yeah.
And who do I piss off? Because I got it on from like 8 o'clock in the morning till fucking 10 o'clock at night, right the way through Saturday and Sunday. If people want me, it's tough fucking titty. Come round, sit down, shut up, and watch it. Or fucking leave me alone. Obviously, that didn't happen this year, but hopefully it'll happen next year.
No. But me and Rob 64, we went and watched Reading winner at the last round. He won 2 tickets actually. He won them in a raffle. And he said to me, "Do you want to come down? I'll give you a ticket." I said, "Yeah, I'll go down." And we watched Reading when they put him put a crane on his head and put him on the thing, on the straight there. It was at Brands Hatch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Took him down. That was something else to watch, I'll tell you. That was really good.
I love Brands Hatch.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Have you ever ridden round it?
No.
Oh, mate.
No.
I can't think what they call the short circuit. I wasn't overly fussed with, but you do the full circuit.
Yeah.
Fucking lovely track.
Because a short track is only about 45, 46 seconds long, isn't it? It's not very long at all. They're round.
I think it's a little. I don't know.
It's not that much longer because I remember going and watching it years ago.
I remember watching. I can't remember. I think it was BSB. I don't think it was World Superbikes. And Chianari was pole or second, and they got the green light, and his anti-stall kicked in, and every single bike went past him and was out of sight when he started.
Yeah.
It took 2 laps to catch the Batman, and then he was passing 5 or 6 every fucking lap. Brilliant, and watched the whole race from on board the bike.
I'll tell you what,
absolutely unbelievable.
It is a very, very short track. That just goes
Yeah, I
round
think-
and back
I think
round
at the
again.
time it was about a 50-second lap, something like that.
Yeah, it's not long because they're round constantly. Yeah, Yeah.
Last time I went round the short circuit, it took something like 5.5 minutes for me to get round there.
bloody hell.
I hated pedaling up that hill. I've driven cars and bikes around Brands and
All right.
Silverstone. Done Brands, Silverstone, Thruxton, Pembury. Yeah, those are the only ones I've actually been on. Good tracks.
Penny, you've done Brands, haven't you? Brands Hatch? What? Oh.
Oh, actually, I've done them all in my dreams, actually, but that's about as far as I can say about it. Just woke up, hit my head, oh, dream.
I found an old video of me doing Silverstone. It was on my mate's ZX7R. I've got that up on my channel. That's quite good. I've got a little bit of film of me at Brands on a mate's ZZR, but I've got no video of me on my bike. How fucking stupid is that?
Right. Yeah, it is. See, my nearest track is Snetterton. That's only 45 minutes away from here. Snetterton. I love that track as well. That's a beautiful track. Now they've done a few years back, they made it because years ago it was just basically a bloody drag track. That was so bloody quick. They put that new section in. That's made it a lot better. But that is a lovely track to actually go and watch as well.
How far's Alton Park from you?
Oh, quite a way. Yeah.
I did. I did a marshalling session at Alton Park, but never ridden there.
I think Alton Park would be closer to Cowell than it is to me, because I'm
Close
right
to where?
closer to Cowell than it is to me. I think, isn't it?
Don't know
Could
where
be.
Old Park is.
I don't-
Hang on. Where's my fucking phone?
Daniel,
Which is the
there
one that
there should be another can of Stella in there, dark. Mate, can we get it for me? Thank you. Can't have too many of these tonight. I'm working tomorrow.
Oh,
You can get bloody drug tested and bloody alcohol tested as well.
Can you?
Yeah.
I suppose it is sort of reasonable if you
Yeah, working on the roads.
working on the roads, directing traffic, and
Yeah.
you got other people's lives in your hands, sort of thing.
Yeah. And your own, really, ain't you, as well? You won't be pissed.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Alton
yeah.
Park must be near a Carl. It's got a
Yeah.
it's got a CW6 postcode. So it's got a crew postcode. Tarpoli.
Nah, never heard it.
In the middle, is that in the middle? You think, Carl?
That's
Crewe,
going
no.
to be that'd be south of Crewe, so it's up
South
the
of
left hand
Crewe.
side. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got to be closer to Cowell then than it is from me.
yeah, oh yeah, it will
Yeah.
be. It's not the closest one. Oh God, what's the one up Leicester Hinkley Way, up the M69?
What's the one with the mountain? What they call the mountain, where you go bloody up in the air and come down again?
Was that Knockhill? Is it?
No, not
Mallory.
Knockhill, that's in Scotland. Mallory Park, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Knockhill, Scotland, isn't it? That's a horrible little track.
Knockhill's
No.
more. I mean, they do have the bikes on it, but it's like a fucking go kart track. It's only about 4 foot wide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In fact, they were saying last year that they were thinking about coming out of there with bikes because the bikes are too powerful for the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of places like that now. You think most of the racetracks that we've got, certainly in this country, were disused airfields from the war,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and those that were specifically built as a racetrack were built where bikes could, if they topped 110, 120 mile an hour, they
Yeah.
were fucking flying. And now,
Yeah.
most of them, the average speed's like 150 mile an hour.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, Kev, it's not Donington.
Right, I just got to go nip off and give you a
Right, you have to bear with me a second because apparently my cat wants to go out.
Everybody's going away. Need to put your armpits back down.
Where have they both gone?
Oh, look it off. That's why I told you to put your armpits back down. I don't know. Yeah. No, it's not Donington. Oh God, where is it? I'm going to try and find it. It's bugging me now.
Not Brands Hatch, is it?
No.
Tonington? No. What's that one? Did you say it got hills, Carl? That's what I thought. Carl, is it Donington?
No.
No. Cadwell?
No.
Can't think of any more. He went for a munchie attack, look. Hi, Chris.
Who's playing that fucking music?
Don't know.
What music?
Don't know. It sounded like somebody on a Joanna.
Oh, really good. What's that?
On a what?
On a Joanna.
Jana.
Oh, it's that might be the TV. Sorry. I can't find the remote. Vicky, move. Yes, that's that haunted music. Is it gone now?
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. I do apologise.
Right.
Are you hungry, Chris?
I was.
Oh dear.
So apart from that, then Chris, we just got to wait and see what time they bloody give us some bloody. Have you been online to see when they're starting or not? Or sometimes they have like a. I don't know if they've released their time.
Well, the dates were released. Let's have a quick.
Call someone that can multitask.
Right. So
Yeah.
Here we go. This is World Superbike calendar. So round 1, 23rd to the 25th of April.
Okay. Yeah.
In Holland, and then 2 weeks later in Portugal, 2 weeks later in Spain, 2 weeks later Italy. Okay, now they've spread it out and they haven't got quite so many. UK is the 2nd to the 4th of July. That's probably the same weekend the British Grand Prix will be on for Formula One.
Yeah.
And then there's a great gap right up to the 3rd from the 2nd of July, we got nothing till the 3rd of September.
Bloody hell, it's a month.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Well, 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
And they're only going across to fucking France. It's not going to take them that long.
So they're not going to go anywhere. So they're going to keep the whole championship in Europe then. They're not going Asia or anywhere.
The first one's outside of that, round 10, Argentina in October.
Oh,
Round 11, that must be a new one. In Indonesia.
All right.
I've not, because I think they lost Thailand, didn't they?
Yeah.
Australia, date to be confirmed, and
Yeah.
round 13, the last one to be announced.
All right.
So
Yeah.
let's go back and try
What's
MotoGP
the-
calendar.
Yeah. What's the matter with GP? See if they're going around the world or they're going to keep in Europe.
So first, where they're going, they got like a normal calendar up at the moment.
Yeah.
Whether they stick to it, not remains to be seen. So you got Qatar on the 28th of March,
Yeah. It's always the first one, isn't it?
then Argentina, 11th of April, so a couple of weeks later. Then America,
That's the waste of time one.
yeah.
Nobody in America goes and watch it. They're lucky if they get bloody 10,000 people to watch that.
I know. That's a brilliant circuit. That.
But the Yanks are not interested in that, are they?
No. I think they get more for the American Superbike Championship. I think they get more viewers than the MotoGP do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are they going after America? Spain, France, Italy,
What is
Spain again.
Chris? What is the French? What is the French one at Le Mans? What's the date for that?
French is, come on, scroll.
Should be in May.
16th of May
16th
at
of
Le Mans.
May.
You got a hell of a delay
Yeah.
there, boy.
Yeah, that's the one I usually go to. You see.
Oh, good hell. Evening,
Yeah.
gentlemen. Evening, Nick.
The
Hello,
Wegmeister.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you all right?
It's the man of myth and mystery.
Yeah.
Mystery, man. Andy,
Yeah. Yeah,
you need to open your club up, mate, because I want to get a drum kit and I want to use it as a rehearsal base, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have people in there fucking rehearsing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to have another one in there soon. I will be trying to put a new band together this year, some point. All right.
Oh, yeah.
That's only folk music.
Folk music.
Fuck off.
Yeah, jazz.
Yeah. Metal folk.
Yeah, metal folk. Yeah. How is everybody?
All
Yeah,
right,
good as
mate.
gold, mate.
Great,
Good as gold.
marvellous.
Although I am fucking hungry today.
Yeah, I know. I have been, mate. We buy multi packs of fucking Kit Kats, fries, chocolate creams. They're the ones you can buy for £1 in Morrison's.
Yeah.
I had to go up there as well and a little bit later. I had to go up there and shoot up and get some milk in there. I'm not kidding you, man. I've never been in Morrison's, and there's only been about 2 people in there. There's probably about 20 staff and only 2 people. There was only about a couple of 3 or 4 cars in the car parks. I don't know where the rest of them were. But no, everywhere is still strange. Very, very quiet, to be honest.
Yeah.
Weggy, you know
I'll tell
that?
you what, Nick's got a cheeky little grin sitting there. Where's Kenny?
Yeah.
Well, we can't tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on because every so often when you watch Nita, she's up and down, up and
I
down,
know,
up and down, up and
mate. I
down.
know. Look.
I thought she was on a seesaw. I actually thought she was on a seesaw a little while ago.
I know what?
I don't know what she's
Seesaw.
on. She's smiling.
Up and down.
Don't know about seesaw. I thought she was on a fucking Sibian.
Whatever she's on, she's happy.
Yeah, I've seen it all, mate. She's lively as hell, isn't Nita? Lively as hell. Anyway,
Oh, wait.
yeah, sorry, mate.
Oh,
You know-
Listen, upside down Kenny. Kenny's gone to Australia, look.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. That's a bit worrying. I thought that was a goat.
that was disturbing.
Don't, Carl.
Only-
Don't even think it. Don't even think it.
Oh, God.
dear.
Yeah, Weggy, you know that old Suzuki you put up? Did they do
Yeah,
that in a 500 or a 550 as well?
I think it was
Yeah,
a
they
550,
done-
wasn't it?
I'll tell you what the
550.
sizes were, mate. They start off, originally they had the GS250T, which was a custom, And then went up to I think around that sort of time, might a little bit later, they made a GS 400E. But the GS range really started at the 550 size. That was GS 550E. And then it became the GSX later on. And then obviously with the GS 550 at the time, which was starting to be produced about 77, 78 time, they had the GS 750. The GS 850 was a shaft drive. And then obviously the next step up from there was the GS 1000, but you also had the GS 1000, which was the typical GS 1000, and you had the GS 1000 Tourer, which was a shaft drive, and then it went up from there. I think the biggest version at the time was probably, I think it was a GS 1000, and it went up to the 1100, but that became a GSX 1100, that horrible square headlamp thing, and then they started producing obviously more shaft drives after that. But yeah, the GS 750 was to me, it was a beautifully designed bike, quite close to the Kawasaki at the time. But yeah, fantastic bikes, mate. And they also, I don't know if you remember, Andy and Chris and Cole, they also made the custom version, which was the limited. They made a GS 550 L, if I remember rightly, and also obviously the GS 850. They also made as a custom as well, and possibly a GS 1000.
Yeah,
lovely old bikes, mate. Yeah.
I'm now actually thinking back. I think that the one that I took to Greece was the 550.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a 550 I took to Greece because I had three of them GS 550s. Yeah.
And they were lovely bikes. They weren't underpowered. They used to be good for about 110, something like 110, 115 mile an hour, which don't sound a lot. But they were a lovely bike to ride. And then obviously the latter version of that was the GSX 550. That was the last version before they started going to the 600 bikes. So they went from 550 to 600s. You mentioned 550 to the kids nowadays, they don't know what the hell you're talking about. 550 CCE. I'm sure. But I mean, I think when they went up to the GSX, which then had 16 valves compared to the 8, I think it went up to about 64 horsepower supposedly, and the top speed was around 125, something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Lovely bikes, mate. I'd love to own one.
I know. The one I had was brand new, and I took it all the way, like I say, to Greece and back. And I never, thinking about it now, I never had one bit of problem with that bike all the way there and all the way back.
Right.
No one bit of problem at all. No.
Yeah, no. The only thing, the only things that the GSs used to suffer from slightly, and that was an old thing, and that was never a massive problem, but they used to suffer from leaky head gaskets, especially the bigger ones. Yeah. My mate had a couple of GS 850s, and he had the same problem. And I had a GS 850 custom that I imported from California, and again, I mean that came in completely dry. But again, after a few miles in this country, it started weeping from a slight weep from the head gasket, the face gasket.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know.
Yeah.
Evening, John.
Evening, Johnny.
Because I think when I got rid of that bike, I think I went under this. I kept to a 500 because I kept the CX 500 custom when I had my first one.
Yeah.
So it was 80 something. Yeah. Early 80s. So kept the 500s at that time. I never went over 500s at that time, but
no,
I wouldn't mind now.
Do you know what? The old maggot, the CX 500. People knock them bikes for the styles, but I mean, when they're in, for Courier riding in London, they were the most popular bikes for years on the motorcycle Courier.
Yeah.
It's quite a nice bike. The update was the Eurosport. Remember the Eurosport 500? And that was a nice bike.
They've done it in a 650 as well, didn't they? That's rare, though, if you can find one.
Yeah, they did, mate. They did it. They actually did the 650 Turbo, if you remember rightly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Drew.
Do you know what? And lovely old bike, mate. I mean, I know you up until
hello, Julie.
Yeah. I got rid of it late last year, didn't I? So yeah.
Yeah, because Johnny Kent was there, didn't
he? He did. Yeah.
I've got a question. Yeah. Why the fuck is everybody eating tonight?
I've got nothing.
I'm not. I'm drinking.
Yeah, I'm not even drinking. Yeah, no, I'm not drinking or eating, to be honest.
I've got to get something to fucking eat then. I'm feeling left out.
Well, I've just had a Kit Kat.
Mm.
No, Eddie. It's funny because I was saying it the other night. I was watching the video of the Virago that you bought, and I was saying, you know what? From what I knew of Andy, yeah, he never really took that to Virago, did he? It's the same sort of thing with the Harley, really, when you put sports stuff.
You know, I looked at a vlog the other day when I was on the Harley, and I looked at it. I thought, you know, I wouldn't mind that back now.
No, I actually like it. You remember when we went up the cop dog? Remember when that was Skeggy? I don't know, it might have been the same year as Chris came up. I'm not sure.
2016.
That's me, you, Skeggy. Yeah, that's me, you, Skeggy, my boy, and Mr. B, wasn't it?
Mm.
And if you remember right, we were one of the last people to leave.
Yes.
The actual site.
Yeah.
And I remember your Harley, and Andy B actually went over and just sort of tweaked the throttle, didn't he?
Yeah, that was later.
So that was a lovely plan. When we used to do the Ace Calf, that was I think whether we went down once or twice when you were on the Harley.
Once.
Bloody lovely. Oh, he's gone.
Crap, where's he gone?
Andy's
Yeah, I think so.
I think something fell out.
It's got a slightly offset camera on this. Isn't it? Yeah. That's all right, man. That's all right, Chris. I'm just messing about with a laptop. Mate.
That's right.
What's Andy gone?
I don't know. But,
You upset him.
Thanks.
yeah, possibly. Well, it's good to have a chat with you earlier, Chris. Anyway, mate. Good to catch up.
Yeah, always good.
Yeah.
Always good.
It's funny, really, because I had a good chat with yourself, and then Mikey had probably an hour-long chat with Kenny and Nita later on. Did we, Nita?
Yep, we did.
Yeah. At least she's dressed now, anyway.
Chris,
Yeah.
Earlier?
what's going in your mouth, mate? Mrs. said it looks like bollocks.
What's that?
He's sticking bollocks in his mouth, apparently.
Oh, Chris, yeah. Couple of plums. No, but do you know what? I've been knocking back. I've got some multivitamins. I'm drinking loads and loads of vitamin C. I love getting that old vitamin C down my neck. It's making me feel good, to be honest.
Well, I found
Holy fuck,
strawberries. Most fruits I've got to be careful of because the amount of sugar in them. Strawberries haven't got so much. I can eat these.
Yeah. Strawberries and cream, yeah? Strawberries and cream.
Yeah. Hello.
Strawberries and cream with sprinkles, mate.
Problem is my fridge is set a bit too low, and most of these are frozen fucking solid. They're like a strawberry slush puppy.
Trouble is, sometimes when you put stuff on the back of the fridge, mate, you didn't realise it's turned to ice because it's sitting right on the back plate of the fridge.
Oh.
Anyway, bikes wise, we're talking about Nita's, getting rid of Nita's bike. We're talking about getting rid of Kenny's bike. We're talking about all sorts of stuff. And
I want to sell mine to get another one.
Yeah.
But I want a Honda.
yeah, no, what would you like, Nita?
A Honda.
Honda what, though?
450 custom.
What?
450 custom.
Well, you want another custom, do you? Because yours is the 535, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kenny's looking to sell his because we're still trying to persuade Kenny to start a strike, do we?
He needs a lighter bike.
Dobby.
There he is, Bobby.
Welcome, Peter.
Hello, Pete.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody.
How you doing, Peter?
Hello,
Well, mate, how are
Dobby.
you? Hello,
Just back from-
Andy.
Just back from the shop, mate.
Been back a little while because I had to, when I left off, I had to go and help my son go collect his car from a garage. He had to have a little job done to it. And then I got back, so I've been watching for the last sort of 15 minutes. So, been hovering in the background.
You said
Hello,
what did you say? Sorry, what did you say?
I said lazy.
It's
Lazy, Peter. Lazy, you reckon?
You notice I did that as she looked down. That was well timed, wasn't it?
Come back with something harsh, Peter. Come on.
Oh, you horrid girl, you.
Yeah, abuse.
Go on, tell him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've got skelly in you.
Yes. Oh, I'm hurt.
You look at
So what you been up to then, Dobby? Anything exciting this week? You know?
He's looking to sell his RF for 500 quid.
Oh what?
Huh?
I think he mentioned he was looking to sell his RF 900 for about 500 quid.
Fuck off. Fuck off, please.
Fuck off with cherries on top.
Hey,
That fuck off, please. That's not right. It should be fuck off, thank you.
Yeah.
500.
I'm just trying to have some manners, bring some decorum to the proceedings.
I wouldn't worry about it. We all that went out the window after about 7 seconds.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah, need to join it. It went downhill from there.
Same shit, different day.
I've tried to turn over a new leaf. No more swearing, no more cussing, no more moaning, no more groaning. It's all fucking smiles, yeah. Oh, shit. Fucking wallpaper. I hate wallpaper. Bastard stuff. Fucking wallpaper. Listen, question. Who the hell put wallpaper on fucking walls? Nobody wants
I do.
wallpaper. No, you
Just
don't.
paint them is a lot fucking easier.
It ruins it.
both.
And a damn sight cheaper than that stuff you bought, Wiggy.
I didn't buy it, mate. Hey,
No. It's got a good deal.
You must want your fucking head testing paying that much for a roll of paper. I don't pay that for a whole fucking room.
Andy, this wallpaper's £70 a roll.
How much?
How much?
£70 a roll, mate. 70 quid. I'm not
Oh, they fucking. They see you fucking coming, mate. What the hell's the matter with you? Fucking made of gold?
yeah,
Made of gold, mate.
It's gold.
Ready?
It's gold.
You get one, the roll of wallpaper comes in a box.
Is that the stuff you
But
got?
it does. I
last
want it in a
week?
bloody bank vault.
I think 70 quid, I'd get a roll of fucking carpet and do the floor.
Oh yes. Oh yes. You got
Well, that do the whole house that one roll then for 70 quid.
£70 a roll.
Is that the free
How many rolls
refill
you-
version?
There you go. Look.
How many rolls you? Oh my God, it's got scales on it.
Yeah. Quite cool. I like
So
that.
how many rolls you got to use then on your walls?
5.
At 70 quid. 5?
Five.
Ah!
350
Fucking
pounds
hell.
for that.
Dude,
I never fucking
I'm not being funny,
It's
right?
all
I'm
in
not being
total-
funny to your face, right? I'll tell you what, that is some serious motorcycle parts, mate. There's no two ways about it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a whole new bike, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can actually
You can
you
do
can
it
actually
paper.
buy £70 a roll. In
That's a
retail,
good couple of services, isn't it?
in
Yeah,
retail,
you're gonna get-
£70 a roll, she actually paid
Paper, get some newspaper, put
£15
slap that
a
on,
roll.
cheap white
How much?
emulsion, slap it.
She actually got this wallpaper was reduced from 70 quid to £15 a roll, which is still
Oh,
what do you call
yeah,
it?
it's not bad.
You got
I'm going to say, if you pay 70 £70 a roll, you must be mad.
I'll tell you what, Eddie,
You got a
15
good
quid a
deal,
roll,
bless
right?
her.
Eddie, that's not the sort of paper you want to make a mistake with, you know?
No. You have to see it in you. You have two scales back, front, or something, or up and down. Who's putting that up then, Wiggy? You are or Stitch?
Was you dancing then, Andy?
Huh?
What's that, buddy?
Was you dancing then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to put the paper up, or the Stitch going to put it up?
No, nobody's, mate. It's a good friend of ours in the motorcycle club. He's a professional painter and decorator, mate. The rest of it is being done. The wallpaper is actually he hummed and hard when I told him what the cost was.
He did.
And he's actually once he's up and ready, mate. He's decided that he will come round and put the paper up, as such. But I wouldn't dare do it. To be honest, not fucking £70 a roll. I mean, I'm quite happy putting up with it. I don't like wallpaper anyway. There we go.
It's just that's expensive toilet paper, isn't it?
Honestly, if I had my way, there's a load of wallpaper that's had to come off the walls. I'd have the walls skimmed, right, and just have a lovely fresh surface for painting. Simple as, mate. No more, no less. In my eyes.
Sometimes it's nice to have sort of three walls painted and one feature wall
That's
wallpaper.
exactly what it is, Andy. That's exactly what it is. This wall, the wall behind is going to be the main wall with the wallpaper, and all the home cinema and the high drive is going to go at the front. So there are 3 walls that are painted, and this wall behind is going to have that skull wallpaper. Yeah?
Okay, yeah, that will look all right then. Yeah.
You can get your own wallpaper now. You can supply photos and stuff like that, and they'll put it on a wallpaper. So you could have your feature wall.
Your
Huge
motorbike.
photograph of Wiggy on the old biscuit tins.
Yeah.
Bloody good idea, isn't it? Suffolk Crew wallpaper in the shit house.
Yeah.
I'll have some.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If you get Suffolk Crew wallpaper for your shit house, right? I'll supply the idiot collective bog roll for you.
But no, I suppose you could, because obviously
you need a shave mask.
with the material. They're saying with the materials for the Suffolk Crew face mask and all that sort of stuff. Of course, with companies like Moonpig who do cards, they do stuff like wallpaper, print, post, you name it. So it's all good. But I don't think I'd put Suffolk Crew in the shit. To be honest with you, I don't think you would. Juggle.
She hiding? Every time you turn the camera around, she gets lower and lower.
Yeah, I know.
Woof.
I beg your pardon. None of that on here, please. We're live.
Go on, Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny's there.
Oh, Kenny.
Go on, Kenny. Say something. You're allowed.
I'm getting 2 lots of bloody audio. One through my headphones, which I've took off, and you lot on her phone.
Yeah. I can do one or the other, mate. I mean, I'm hoping that this laptop is getting on a bit. So I borrowed it. I've turned the volume enough down so that you can't get any feedback. And obviously, the main thing is you've not got another device that will give you delayed feedback on the main stream.
Yeah, well, I can't plug my headphones into her phone because that takes a USB sticky thing.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I've got you on that one.
Yeah, I was just saying it's like a USB. Yeah.
Every time I go in the stream yard, it comes up with error 404.
Yeah, but the stupid thing is, a lot of these phones now, they either make them without the 3.5 millimeter jacks for the headphones, or they use like a mini USB connector, or they just purely use Bluetooth now, don't they?
Yeah.
Is that kind of 19 quid personalised wallpaper? Suffolk Crew, £19 a roll. Really? That's not bog roll.
No, I'm not that infused on that amount of bloody favours everywhere. Crew,
Just a
one
touch.
Walter Edmonds crew.
Do you know what? It's a bloody good idea. We can knock it out at a bit of a profit. Suffolk Crew wallpaper. They give me a little picture of you in the middle.
I'll get my bedroom done if that's the case.
Yeah. Actually, Peter, I've got plans, mate, and I know Andy will understand this. This room is big enough. I have proposed, obviously, that the drum kit idea went down a shithole, right? So the drum kit, the plan is when Andy opens up the club is to get the drum kit permanently set up on that little stage there at Andy's club, right? But there has been chat about, and I have looked at it, you know, pubs, they have used pool tables. Have a proper pub-sized pool table in this room, right?
That'd be nice. I'll come round.
Sorry?
I'll come round.
Yeah, that'd be all right. We'll come around and play pool, and Stitch can go out for the night. She goes for a walk.
That's a brilliant idea.
She can do the bacon patties for us, can't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can feed us. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you're going to get a staff, mate. She's saying no. No to a pool
Toast
table.
and ham
Oh,
sandwiches on a
she's
Saturday.
unreasonable, mate. Unreasonable. You want to feel right.
Yeah.
Totally unreasonable. Don't matter how you look at it. Right.
I'd take her back and get a refund if I were you. If she's going to be like that.
50%.
Over that, Weggy, get yourself another jamboree bag, mate. You never know what you find in them.
I thought that's a brilliant idea. I honestly did. You know, a proper size, pub-sized pool table in here would be fun.
That'd be well cool.
Oh,
Have you got room for a snooker table then, Weggy? Because I got two.
You know what? We probably would have. There's probably enough room for a full size.
That'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, go fuck yourself or a full-size pool table.
Yeah.
A bar billiard table and in the middle of the front window.
Are we nearly there, are we, Ames?
I'll tell you what, Kenny,
Well, there's one then, if we're done.
Kenny, I seriously want a proper dartboard as well. Proper
Oh, I've got plenty of them. Got plenty of them, mate. Loads of them.
Now I've got mine up on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but are you going to play? Are you going to play the L5s board, or are you going to play the
Nah,
under 20?
Nah,
Proper board.
501. 501, mate.
All right, you don't want the L5s board then.
You play the fives board. You don't. Well, she plays the ladies' darts at the Kingfisher. Isn't it? Why did you play a fives board, not a 501 board?
I don't fucking know. I was skinny.
Well, you should do.
Well, I bloody don't.
What's a 501 board?
Yeah, most women's leagues in Ipswich are fives boards.
Are they really?
Yeah. I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it because well, they can't count to 20 or what?
No, because I actually think that's a better board anyway. But there you go.
What's that?
Better game. Fives boards, better game than under 20.
Seriously?
I think it is.
Oh, well, I've never actually played a fives board, Andy. I've always
Oh, I
played
have.
on a 20 board. Yeah, no, that's all I've ever played, mate. I used to play for the old Drunken Dogger years ago. You remember that barge down at Rawwell? Drunken Dogger?
Yeah.
Used to play for them years back, you know? Yeah.
Played darts in there loads of times.
Yeah, good old place it used to be. I think it's sunk, didn't it? I think it probably did.
I must admit, I used to play a lot of darts with when I worked at the health service, the St Clement Social Club.
Yeah.
We had a darts team, and we used to go knocking around all different, go around all the different pubs. That used to be a great time. Used to love doing that. Absolutely loved it.
I think the old St Audrey's used to have a good team as well, didn't they? St.
Yeah.
Audrey's,
They had a team as well.
I think so, yeah. But anyway, Peter, what's happening with the RF? Have you taken your bike out recently?
No, I haven't. It's still sitting in garage. I haven't even started her for a few weeks, which I must go and do. Yeah, I need to give that a good old run over. Need to take her out for a good old drive. Trouble is, I've been working practically 6-7 days a week at the moment. But yeah.
Yeah. Really? Right, just £9 we can get Suffolk Crew wallpaper for £9.50.
Can you get any underpants?
Yeah, do all that one. Well, they're made upstairs.
Oh, are they? They made upstairs for downstairs.
Suffolk Crew pants, underpants, garments.
No, that's all right. You can put it on there. Come on. I'll go back to that.
If you want anything Suffolk, if you want anything Suffolk Crew design, that can be done. All the materials upstairs.
Socks, gold, boxers, pants, bras, t-shirts, trousers, khakis, shorts, skirts, dresses, gloves, hats, scarves, sleeves, masks, you name it, I can make it.
Pajamas?
Yeah, the whole lot.
Yeah, I have some pajamas.
I like the bras.
What? Sorry, what did you say?
Take that too. I'll have one as well.
Yeah, you want.
Double buttons.
Can I have a willy warmer?
Yeah, I want a box up.
I'd have to be very small.
I've got
About- With a small pattern on it.
Even for a small child.
Who wanted? Sorry, I'm being asked. Who wanted a chopper warmer?
Me.
Yeah,
Chris.
me.
Who wanted a chopper warmer?
I'm going to bed.
You better talk to Chris. you said
See you later,
that.
Chuckles. See you later, girl.
No,
Night.
Night, Nita.
See you. Sleep well.
Sleep well. Don't let the bug head bites, whatever.
No, I
Does she need to measure it,
You
Wiggy?
want the bug bite? Let's have a look here. Yeah, boss,
Is the
Right,
pattern small
yeah,
enough?
don't, not me. Well, we did a 2-inch.
Yeah, that'd be plenty. I've got to have a bit of
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
bag
As a matter
movement.
of fact, we're not actually.
Yeah. Give me loads of room,
I've
man,
never-
won't it? 2 inches.
I'm never.
Yeah.
Give room for a bit of tumbleweed to be going around on the inside.
Yeah. I won't feel crowded.
I'm just saying.
What's that, Lee?
What's that?
But Andy, we've decided never to produce any more Suffolk Crew patches.
What is that then?
No, I'll finish with the patches, mate. We're going to go. It'll be probably a little bit later this year. We're going to go with the old logo, the old original logo. You're going to have a small 2-inch design on the front of a hoodie or a t-shirt, and we're going to have the old square, the rectangular original Suffolk Crew logo on the back of t-shirts and hoodies. All right,
Yeah, right.
but we're not doing the patches no more.
Why do they keep falling off or something?
What's that? Patches?
Yeah.
No, I just don't want to make. Don't need them. I just decided to stay away from the patches from now on. Plus, they're a pain in the ass to sort out from China.
Are they?
And the guy who said that he would do the merchandise, although we're still looking around at different people, the guy who said he could do the merchandise is, is a local guy, a biker anyway. So that's cool. Local business. Yeah.
T-shirts would be nice and hoodies, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so, mate. Yeah. I mean, we'll do, and even vest tops for the girls. You know, well, some of the blokes if they want them.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that side boob bit. My tits fall out.
I've got to say, man, I'll tell you what, you're going to talk about. What you talk to Andy? You want to talk to Andy? You want to talk to Andy? It's Chris. No, it's not. Fuck off.
Sound like a chicken on heat.
Apparently, Johnny Langton reckons that Stitch can be a topless barmaid.
Oh, there you go.
The Blind Man's Club.
I was not in the mood tonight. You know.
Blind Man's Club.
She looks like a fucking monk at the moment. We've done to her.
They'll be dead next time I meet.
Can you just stop talking? Until I get on the thing? Why? What's this? Look, I don't want to look at that fucking thing, do I? Seriously, it's a fucking old tooth. I want to see a pulled tooth for.
Pulled tooth. What's wrong with pulled tooth?
What's wrong with that?
No, that's no, mate. It's all right. Well, my own pulled tooth, but not other people's. It's just been ripped out their fucking jaws.
always drill a hole in it and put it round your neck like a fucking.
Yeah, no, mate, I tell you.
Yeah.
It'd be a witch doctor.
Take it back a few years when the old dentist used to kneel on your head and then get the pliers out, mate.
You know, have it put on a nose ring and have it dangling under your nose.
Yeah.
Eddie, I was thinking the other day, you know, we're talking about your Virago and that. I mean, you've had a good few bikes over the years. What's your plans for the ZZR 1200 anyway?
Sell it.
You're going to sell it, yeah?
In the spring, yeah.
Right.
I think it's got 20. It's only got 29,000 on the clock.
So I ain't got a lot because mine only had.
Yours was less than that.
I got it had about 20,000. I know yours didn't have a great deal on it, did it?
About 29,000 on the clock, and that's not a standard ZZR, is it? That's been worked on, isn't it?
Well, yours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's I think the dyno papers that I see when I got it was 167 horsepower on the back tyre, which is not bad. That's fucking fast, I'll tell you. That's meant. Yeah. The only trouble with it, if I'd say to anybody who bought it, change the front discs and put some better cables on there, you know, because it's got standard.
Yeah.
And I think that needs better, because I don't think the brakes of the bike are suitable for the bike. You know what I mean?
I always thought yours. Well, I think they're not bad, but I mean, my ZX12R had the ZZR 1400 radial calipers on it, which were brilliant. The radial calipers off the ZZR 1400 and the Master Cycle were far superior than what was on my ZX12R. So that's what went on there. I found the ZZR 1100 brakes were fine. To be honest, I found the ZZR 1200 brakes okay, to be fair.
They're not brilliant on mine. It's too. If you push that bike, that's too powerful for the brakes. If you go nuts, you know what I mean. But I think that needs the brakes brought up. You know?
I'm going to be completely honest now. I always found your bike, your bike always seemed quicker than my ZZR. My ZZR 1100 was far quicker than my 1200. There's no two ways about it.
Oh yeah, it'd be quicker than mine. Yeah.
The 1200 obviously had the milder cams. It had slightly more horsepower, but to be honest with you, I'm going to be completely honest with you now. I didn't ever say anything to anybody, but that bike bored me absolutely shitless. That ZZR 1200.
Mine wouldn't.
Yours is
mine wouldn't. That's crazy.
My ZZR 1200, right, never, ever put a grin on my face, and that's why a lot of the time I'd end up using my Bandit, because the Bandit was so much more fun to ride. You know?
Yeah, well, I got the twin Aprovic race cams on there as well, haven't I?
Yes, mate.
Yeah, and they are race cams. I had to shave them down to get them through an MOT because they wouldn't go through. No. So that's been jetted as well. So it's jetted as well with them. Honestly, that made a fucking crazy bike, mate. Crazy.
You know what? Seriously, I remember. So I've mentioned this before. I remember my ZZR 1100 was a fantastic bike. It was the first bike I got off the road for a few years.
Yeah.
And I bought that ZZR 11, and obviously I met Chris, you know, for the year that he collected, and he had the 1400, his original blue one. And I thought my ZZR 1100 had some power, but Chris, he just left me for dead. And I know the ZZR 1100 is no slow bike, is it?
No. Mind you, I did have a little bit of fun. I rode like Miss Daisy all fucking day, apart from a 5 minute slot.
It felt like we were on the road for 6 months when we were down at Jurassic Coast, didn't it?
Yeah,
but what a beautiful place to go. What a beautiful place to be, though.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was lovely.
I would say to anybody who bought my bike to upgrade the front brakes. I really would. How much do you think you'll sell your bike for, then, Andy? You know, I mean, it's still in good nick, isn't it? It's still tidy. Oh God, yeah. Well, that's getting on now.
What year is it?
02, I think.
Yours is 02. Well, yeah. I think yours was 02. I think mine was
02. I think.
No, well, mine was fucking 02, 03, 04. I don't know. Mine was 04. It was a lot.
I can't tell you without looking at the logbook. I can't tell you. I think that's an 02, but I'm not sure. It'd be 20 years old now, don't it?
What sort of mileage?
It's got 29,000 on it.
You got to be looking at around £3,000 still, aren't you?
Well, we looked the other day on eBay, and they were going with a lot higher mileage than that. We're going for about 2.5.
So 2.5. I think you're looking for a minter.
You'll get 2.5 all day long.
Yeah, you say that though, Chris. You say that. But
Not a popular bike, are they, Wiggy?
no, they're not. See, the ZZR 1100s on average, if you can get a lovely ZZR 1100 for about 2.3, right, which is a hell of a lot of bike for the money. The ZZR 1200, which was never as popular as the 1100, you can find them as cheap as £1,600, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But a good one, you'll get good ones that blokes have looked after, you know, with a full pannier rig, and they'll sell them for, you'll try and sell them for 2.8, 2.950. So you're looking at the higher end for something that's pretty mint, you know.
I've got a full hard luggage with that as well.
Yeah.
2 side panels and a top panel.
Yeah.
I just had a quick look, see, and there's a 2003 ZZR 12 with 25,000 miles on it, £3,089.
Really?
Yeah.
The trouble is, Chris, and Andy will probably admit this, they're probably, do you know what, when they first came out, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the bike. And one of the reasons why I got the bike was obviously because Andy had one. You know, and to be honest with you, when I sold my ZX12R, which I absolutely loved that bike, when I sold that, I needed a decent replacement. And obviously, what came with that was the Suzuki Bandit 1200, which I love that bike. And obviously, the ZZR 1200 came from a friend of mine within the Suffolk crew, Andy Perkins, and I got it for a good price. But if I'm completely honest, the ZZR 1200 as a bike is the one that most people would go. They'd walk past it.
Yeah.
It's not the prettiest bike in the world.
No.
It's not a right dinosaur. It's not right ugly. But even when they first came out, some people questioned Kawasaki's design upgrade, because to me the ZZR 1100.
It was
a better bike.
It was a design bike before its time.
Yeah.
Before its time. And, you know, it was when bikes were now changing over with the Wasp look and then all the looks. The ZZR came in, and it's like everything else. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
And if you look at it and you love it, you'll love it. If you look at it and go, ugh. And the only thing that spoils that bike is the back end and the tail tidy. You know, if you can get a better tie, it looks such a better bike.
You say that, Andy, right? apart from the boggly eyes at the back, because instead of having the single lamp and the 2 indicators like the ZZR 11, obviously the ZZR 12 had the 2 rear glasses, didn't they, for the rear light, and then you had the separate bowls as such for the indicators, because everything had 4 round lenses on the back of the bike, didn't they? Right? But the seat, I don't actually mind the fantail of the back end, because very much like Peter's bike, which is the RF 900, you either love that bike or you hate it. And I've always loved the style of that fantail tailpiece on the RF 900 Suzuki. I don't know if you guys agree with that. I've always loved that style.
It ties in well with the fins on the side, doesn't it?
It does, mate. Yeah, that sort of Testarossa type finning that the RF series has got.
I must admit, the other thing I really like about the back end of that is the brake light, because it's not just like the Bandit where it's that single one. You've got that sort of nice big, and I just like the look of it. It really sort of stands out. It looks different.
Yeah, that's what I like about the RFs. I mean, it's you know, do you know what? We were talking about this the other day. The Suzuki RF 900 came out pretty much the same time as the 600. And you know what? Both bikes were overlooked purely for the fact they were in between certain models of bike at the time. I can't remember exactly what they were, but you are now moving into sports bike again. You know, and the RF, both the RFs were sort of classed as sports tourer type bikes, weren't they? A bit like the ZZR 1100, really. But you know what? You've got a fantastic couple of bikes, especially the 900. Which is, you know, is a phenomenal bike. It's got bloody good horsepower, lovely delivery, good handling, and the bikes you can pick up for you know, 1,800, £2,000. That's a silly thing, and you can get a bloody good one for that, can't you, Peter? You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. I paid even less than that for mine, but I mean, it's a bike. I immediately got so much confidence on it the day I actually picked it up, because I didn't take it for a test ride or anything like that. I just saw it, fell in love with it, and we agreed a price, and I went next day to go and collect it. And I've been used to the Bandit, and as much I always used to go on about how I love my Bandit, but it's surprising now, if I had the choice of the two, it would have to be the RF, purely because even though the weight isn't much different, it's distributed differently. The Bandit for me was always very top heavy, and you had to almost not necessarily fight it to get it into the corner as such, but you knew you had all this weight you were shifting. I picked up the RF, I was in the middle of the countryside somewhere, and once I got onto the road and we came to a bend, I just went to turn in like you would do with the Bandy, and she just literally went shoo like that. Yeah. And I thought, Christ, and then I immediately had to turn left, and I sort of flipped it over, and then it just moves so easy. It just flips backwards and forwards so easy compared to the Bandit. I can imagine if someone far better than me, with an ability to ride, would have a hell of a time on bends on that thing, because I love it every time I take it around the bend. She just lies. She just goes. She doesn't. You don't have. There's no way to it.
The main thing is, player. You know, this is why I love, and Andy knows this especially. It's why I love the 90s and the 80s and the 70s bikes, because to me they give you so much more feedback, and the desire to ride that era of bike is much more powerful to me than it is than bikes. And should we say, I love a lot of the bikes in the from 2000 onwards, but I think by the time you hit possibly sort of 2010, 2012, I think a lot of the bikes then generally became very samey. You know, I don't know what your opinions are, but
I can't comment. But
you look at our style of bikes, you know, from these different eras, and you know exactly what they are, you know, just by looking at the thing.
But there's also none of this electric gizmos, is there? There's none of these traction controls. There's none of these lean angle assist and stuff like that. At the end of the day, you know, whatever you put into that bike, you're going to get if you like, a natural reaction from the damn thing, aren't you?
I think probably the only guy that's probably had something similar to that maybe is Chris. I know Andy's got his fantastic Beamer, which obviously he loves. And to be honest with you, that bike is ageless, really. I mean, I don't know, it's 2007 if I remember, Andy.
Yeah. It looks like a modern bike.
It looks better than a lot of BMWs that are being produced now. It's actually one of the best Beamers you can find.
Looks like
I do like his BMW. I do like yours, Andy. I think it's a gorgeous bike, that one. Absolutely love it.
Now, I had the same thing as you, Dobby. When I came off the ZZR, got onto the BMW, and I took it out, I rid it like I was on a ZZR, and a couple of times I just really threw it into a corner, and I nearly went up on the bloody curb. You know what I mean? Because that just went over so quick. I was like,
it went into the corner too damn quick, didn't it? Yeah. And literally the first corners that I came to, and I sort of went like that, and I was trying to take a Ginger, because obviously the first time ridden it.
Leave Gingers out of it, mate.
Sorry. I was trying to take it gently, and you know, and you just literally sort of did the old counter steering, and over she went so easy. You didn't then feel like you were almost going too far. Whereas the Bandit, I always felt, because the weight always felt so heavy up top, if you went in, you could turn into a corner. Lovely, they're beautiful bikes, but to me, I could feel the weight more. Perhaps that's being such a skinny, scrawny little git. I don't know. But perhaps it's my style of riding. But
I know with the ZZR, I've took it several times to France, and I've had my missus on the back, full luggage, everything, and I just cruised down to Le Mans and spent the week there and back again. no problems whatsoever. Just pearl along, you know, at high speed. You can't fault it. But if you want space for two of you, that's the bike. You know, it's a beautiful sports tourer. As easy as that. Big old bike, but that will do the job. You know, and even though mine's been jetted and whatever, the fuel consumption's pretty damn bloody good actually.
Yeah.
As well. Like, yeah.
Don't get
Yeah,
me
I'm
wrong.
having the same experience as Dobby on the Bullet. So I'm so used to riding cruisers and stuff like that. You really have to put the effort in to get it to go around the corner. You get on the Bullet and it just flips over straight away.
Yeah. It's
Some
weird.
bikes
It's a weird sensation.
Yeah. Some bikes.
Yeah.
So what was your,
Hey, Chris,
you know, what was your bike like? The one you had, the sport bike then, Weggy, you used to love that, didn't you?
yeah, the ZX12R, mate. I've worked for a good few years, and that seemed like a natural progression from the ZR1100. The bike,
So what
actually
was
took
the
me
better handling one? Yeah, what was the better handling one out of the ZZRs then, and the other one?
Well, the ZX12R was
Yeah.
was set up with even though it's a big bike, because the ZX12R was Kawasaki's their interpretation of the high abuse, right? Now,
Yeah.
I'm always been a Kawasaki man. Regardless of what you think of the high abuse or what you think of the ZX12R, the ZX12R was my bike of choice. Now, this guy, I'd liaised with him. I purchased it on eBay, and I'd looked at about 6 or 7 of them. And this guy had really gone to town. He raced the bikes, and he'd set this one up. He never raced this on the track, but he'd set it up. It was so hard, and he'd made all the proper upgrades on it, you know, all the decent upgrades. And I paid good money for that bike. And do you know what? That was absolutely beautiful. But you know what, Andy? You know the reason why I stopped riding? It's because of the riding position.
Yeah.
And the
I know
position
that.
in the back of my neck and my back, I couldn't handle it. And I spent so much time with the bike being in the shed. It got to the point when I thought, this is ridiculous. I'm sitting on $4,000 worth of bike. And it just made obvious sense to me to get rid of it. But like I say, to be honest with you, Andy, do you know what? I've probably got as much enjoyment out of the ZZR 1100 as I did the ZX12R. It might sound strange because the ZX12R that was producing about 169 at the back wheel, right? Because that had the I'm trying to think. It had a muzzy map on it.
Yeah, you had everything on that thing. You had all your pipes, you were all racing pipes and everything.
Yeah, it had a Power Commander 3. It had a Power Commander 3 and it had a muzzy race map on it. Also, it had the full titanium headers. It used to have the titanium pipe, but it had the carbon acro on the back. And it produced some serious horsepower.
You had a speed damper on that as well, didn't you?
I would never have sold it, Andy, had I not had my back problems.
Yeah.
But the ZZR 1200, if I'm completely honest, to me, it didn't seem as quick as yours. Not that I've ever ridden yours, but it just didn't seem quick. The power delivery was boring. I found riding the bike was boring. It was nothing like the previous 2 bikes I've had. In fact, to be honest with you, I actually got more excitement riding the Phaser 600 that I had from briefly. Remember that little blue one I took the Ace Cap?
Yeah.
I had more excitement riding that than I did riding the ZZR 1200. And I'll tell you what, my Suzuki Bandit, as cheap as that old bike as that was, only $2,000 bike. Do you know, that's probably put more grins on my face than any bike I've ever owned. You know.
I think if I'd have had a standard ZZR, I might have found it a bit boring as well. But because I haven't, I found because I've got that little bit more push. I think that's why I enjoyed it so much.
I think so. But I can honestly say to you, Andy, the ZZR 1100 is a much more exciting bike to ride than the 1200. Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, that's just my personal opinion. I certainly would say it if I hadn't owned the bikes, but obviously having the two. Now, I must admit, the ZZR 1200 to me was quite a boring bike to ride. That's why I never used it so much. In fact, if there's any bike that I wanted somebody to hit with a van down Beacon Hill services, that would have been the ZZR.
I know when I had the Harley and I was going to get rid of the Harley, I thought I'll get another bike. I did look because I've always wanted a ZZR 1400. That was the bike I wanted, and I really looked at them, and I looked at the price and the years and whatever, and I looked at the one I got, and I would have had to put about another grand in to get what I wanted if I wanted the 1400. And I thought, well, no, and I took this bike out, rid it, and thought, fuck, I love this, and that was it. I was done, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, like you, Eddie, I mean, I've loved the ZZR 1400. I mean, Christmas all those years ago.
Big old bike.
I thought, I already knew it was anyway, but the amount of horsepower and things got in the delivery, and I just love the style of the bike. And, you know, the ZZR 1400 will be my next motor. There's no two ways about it. That's going to be my next bike. As you know, without going into the details, but yeah, that will be my next bike. And also, what I'm looking to do is to possibly get myself another Suzuki 1200 Bandit. Be aside that, all right. That'd be nice.
Bandit, do you know? I can honestly say I have never ridden a Bandit. I've never actually ridden a Bandit, but I've always liked them when I've seen them out and at shows and ride acts. And I always, because people they sometimes diss Bandits, don't they? And they go, "Oh, they're bird fucking quality and all this." But I think they're a spanking fucking bike.
I love mine. I absolutely love mine. It was one of the. I've only had 3 bikes in my life, and the Bandit. Well, I was always raving about just how much I loved her. But you know, and it would have been nice to have her and the RF. But out of the two, it'd be the RF now. I have to admit. But then. That's only because I'm talking about something that's a 900 from comparing to a 600. It's completely different. I mean, if I had something like Weggy's 1200, maybe that would be different. That would have been a different attitude. But they were gorgeous bikes to ride. I absolutely loved riding her. I felt like I had a good presence on the road all the time with that.
You know what? I'll be honest with you, Pete. I mean, I was one of these people that actually ignored the Bandit. I knew about the engines because of the original, the GSXR 1100 engine, and I knew the engine as a bike. I ignored them. I was one of those big because of being a big fan of Kawasaki and whatever. Do you know what though? Actually, having owned one, I'd have no problem ever of owning another 2 or 3 of the bloody things. They're so simple, and the engines are nearly bulletproof. They're not the most powerful.
God, yeah.
The way that 110, 115 horsepower is delivered is lovely, mate. And they put a stupid grin on your face. They really do. To me, that's what it's all about. Not about speed. It's a way that it's the way you experience getting there, getting to 60, 70 mile an hour, you know, or 170. Whatever. Of course.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing I absolutely loved about the Bandit, because it was. Okay, yes, it was only a 600, but it was an ideal power for my ability, and it just literally gave me a smile every mile. I just absolutely loved it. I just felt totally at one with that bike, and I'm really getting like that with the Reefer as well, which is lovely.
Yeah, it's like with Chris. I know Carl loves his particular bike, so there's Chris. I remember Chris when he got rid of his ZZR 1400. He bought a bike, resprayed the whole thing, and to be honest with you, I don't know whether you actually like that bike. I can't remember what the hell it was. It was a
Varadero.
Huh?
It was a Varadero 1000.
Oh, right. What did you personally think of that?
It was actually a comfy bike to ride, but it was a stepping stone at getting back into bikes because I thought I was going to have to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I couldn't have a ginger bike. Fucking hell, that was just wrong.
No,
had to go midnight.
Chris, what was your obviously you'd gone from the ZZR 1400 to that style of bike, and then obviously you went to the Tiger 1050, if I remember rightly, didn't you?
Yeah, so I went from the ZZR. I thought I was going to have to stop, and then I rode a mate's BMW, and I thought, well, I can actually see. So I bought a Varadero just to see how I got on. Bought it cheap. I think I paid 1,200 quid for this Varadero.
Yeah.
Resprayed it, gave it a service, did a couple of bits and pieces that needed doing to it, and then sold it for $2,500. Then I bought the Tiger 1050.
Yeah.
And that was happy days then. And then I
Yeah.
thought, no, fuck it. It's going to be, I want another ZZR.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you got the inkling that you wanted another ZZR while you were still obviously riding the Triumph.
Yeah.
What's a Triumph like then, Chris?
For an adventure bike, fucking quick. I mean, there's not many sports bikes that will leave it behind up to 100.
No, I quite believe it. The 1050 engine. Yeah.
Yeah. It was quite talky being a triple.
Yeah.
You got over 100 mile an hour, and most sports bikes would just leave you in their wake. But from 0 to 100, it would stay with the bulk of them. I mean, I had a mate that I used to go riding with on a blade, and he caned his fucking blade away from the lights, and I was right on his chuff piece up to 100 mile an hour.
Which is crazy, really, on an adventure bike. But it's like Buster. As Andy knows, Buster, when he's got a Kawasaki Versys 1000, right?
Yeah.
And do you know what? That bloke, I could not catch him on my ZZR 1200. Right? No lie.
Yeah.
Buster was shifting. You remember that bugbear?
That's got the same engine in that Versys as the Z1000.
Z1000, yeah.
Yeah, I think they've got a slightly different cam, but apart from that, it's essentially the same engine.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'll tell you, but actually, I said to Buster because we pulled over, and I said to Buster, I said, you know, I knew they were good bikes, and I knew they were pretty quick. I said, but I didn't realise they were that quick. I said, I was basically on full chuff on the ZZR 1200. And Buster, with his great big top box and bouncing around like he did, it wasn't gaining, but I couldn't catch him.
Yeah.
I thought, this bloke is on an XT500, right? That's how I was there anyway. You know, that sort of type of bike, you know, the adventure style bike. And yeah, man, it's amazing the engines they stick in them things, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled to think they're some sort of trail bike because they ain't.
Oh no! The day that I picked it up, I was riding it back home, and it had full luggage, and I hated the luggage. I took it off as soon as I got it. But I was going up the slip road onto a dual carriageway in third gear, and I opened the throttle full up just at the wrong time, and it hit like a little ripple in the road, and it lifted the front wheel in third gear. and that's on a fucking adventure bike. Yeah, that took me a bit by surprise.
I always remember many years ago, I went up to Sea Star and I took out a ZZR 1400, and my boy Ashley, I think he was about 13 at the time, 14. So I say long ago it was, and we went for a test ride.
Yeah.
And we came down towards Norwich, and there's a big roundabout, and I tapped him on the leg to say I'm going to open this fucking bike up. And we came around this roundabout, and I pulled back the throttle, and we actually took off into the air. It was like, whoa, it came up. And if he was here now, he'll tell you, he shit himself. He thought we were going for a flying lesson. I'll tell you what, it caught me out. I thought we were going to fly. It just took off. The power, man, was just fucking mental.
When you go over 6,000 RPM, over 6,000 RPM, they're just like a fucking turbo kicking in.
Yeah.
And they really pull. When you get to 9,000, it does it again.
I'd leant over, round the roundabout quite low, and just as I came out and put it straight, I pulled back the throttle, and we just took off. Fucking front went right up in the air. Yeah.
I must admit, Chris, I'm actually looking forward to riding the ZZR 1400, mate. I must admit.
I love them. I do.
Yeah.
If I went for another bike, that would be what I'd go for next, because I was going to have one anyway, like I said, but that would be what I'd go for.
The one I've got now, it's not quite as quick as my blue one, because that was super tuned. This has had something done to it, but I don't know what. But because it's now more upright with the handlebar conversion, the fucking front wants to come up all the time.
Yeah. But still, what's the standard horsepower? About 197 on paper, isn't it?
I think the standard was a bit lower than that. I think it's about 186.
Oh, was it? I thought that's the top speed.
They're very much. I can't remember which round it is. They are very similar. The top speed and the BHP are about the same. My blue one that was on 210 brake horse.
Chris, is that power commander, that one? Has that got a power commander on it?
No.
See, that's the way you can pitch ball about with them. Because obviously,
Yeah.
a bit of fuel injected lump.
The blue one I had, that had a Power Commander.
Yeah.
I think it was a Power Commander 3 or a 2,
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah.
And that had butterflies taken out of the injection system and the air system and fucking lightweighted and fucking thing. Did it ever shift?
I mean, what would you say about the one you've got now, power-wise? It's still stupendous amount of horsepower for a bike, isn't it?
The second you get off of it, these bits here are touching these bits here. That's all I can say, mate. It's like you've got fucking magnet in the fucking ear with an earring in.
Do you know what?
Like Wallace and Gromit.
I know. Do you know the crazy thing is, as I say, that Suzuki 1200 Bandit of mine used to do exactly the same thing. It don't matter where I went. Right, they used to put a stupid grin on my face, mate. I did all the time.
If it puts a grin on your face, you're winning.
You're winning, mate. Yeah, it don't matter what it is, you know.
Like you can get off a fucking Honda Cub. If it's put a smile on your face, then it's done its job.
Yeah, it's funny. I can imagine a Honda Grom making me grin.
You'd squash the poor bastard thing. You sat on that, it fold under you.
No, I used to have
It took it up his ass.
years ago, I used to have a lovely little Z200 Kawasaki, right? Little thumper, and I loved that fucking bike. And I actually enjoyed riding that as much as my FJ 1200, funnily enough. Little 200 Kawasaki, because it had a reverse cone mega on it. It used to sound like a fucking 500. It was 200cc, yeah, just below that. And I'll tell you what I did. I used to put a smile on my face every time I took that bike out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the old ZZR 600 is not a bad little bike either.
No.
I've rid one of them, not my own, but I've rid somebody else's, and that was not a bad. That's what the bike what Buster had before he got the Verzi. He had
What's that? ZZR6?
Yeah, that's what he had. ZZR 600. Tell you what, I had to drive it to get it MOT'd for him because of insurance things, what he was doing. And I took it, and I tell you what a bad little motorbike, little old ZZR 600.
Well, that first 600cc bike, they had a genuine 150 mile an hour in.
Yeah. I quite enjoyed it.
That was incredible. I remember when my mate, he bought one as soon as they came out. And, you know, it was a lovely looking bike. It was quite a big bike for a 600, to be honest, compared to, say, the old GPZ 600 and then the GPX 600 that they had. The ZZR 600 came out. And, he said to me, once it's running, he said, this is good for about 150 mile an hour. And they were genuinely 150 mile an hour 600cc bike. Now, you would never have got that out of a 550cc engine.
No.
You know?
Are they still making the ZZR 1400, or are they discontinuing
This year's the last year.
This year's the last year, is it? What are they going for next then? What's going to be the next?
It's all
I'm trying to think. It was the Z. I can't get the exact model in top of my head right, but it's basically the Z1000 with a supercharger on it, so almost like an H2.
Exactly where they are. That's where they're going, Andy. It's not the big lumps anymore. It's about the superchargers.
Yeah.
So what about sport? You know, because it's a sport tourer. So it's a touring bike. So our Kawasaki going to have a touring bike? A proper.
Well, they've got a touring version of the H2R anyway. Oh, sorry, not the H2R, the H2. There is a touring version of it. I think they call it the SE or the XE or something.
That's the SX, isn't it?
SX, that's it.
And that's going to be their next touring bike.
I think it still chucks out about 200 horsepower, Chris.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Still FQ.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, they became far more popular model than the original H2, didn't they?
Yeah. You know,
they're much more versatile. Unfortunately, we're losing a lot of bikes, you know, with this European rule over the years. So, wouldn't it be lovely to see a two-stroke come back?
Oh, don't.
There's been a lot of talk of that. I read. I mean, it was. I think it was last year. I think in MCN. I think I told us about this. That at the time they're trying to work on apparently a two-stroke that is supposed to be highly economical and blah de blah, and they reckon it's going to be the way forward for a lot of boats.
They're trying to develop a two-stroke that doesn't actually have the oil in the fuel.
Yeah, basically.
That's what actually fucks up the emissions.
Yeah, that's a shame, really, isn't it? Because part of owning a two-stroke was the fact that it had oil with it. It was smoky, you know, and it had that smell, and it died the way it did. And it had that power band. It was a stupid little power band on something like a 250 that would just put a stupid grin on your face for 10 seconds. Yeah. It's crazy. And the 500s, as Chris knows, with the two-stroke, the 500s and all that. Just crazy power, absolutely mental power in a power band.
I remember my last 500 two-stroke motocross bike. You fucking twist the throttle in top gear and she would just come straight up every time. Yeah. And if you weren't laying down across the handlebars in like third and you opened the throttle up, she'd just flip on you.
Yeah.
Really?
Unbelievable power.
Yeah, absolutely. See, Kenny's just come back with a GT 500. Now, I know Kenny probably, if he had the chance, he'd probably go and own a kettle if he could.
Yeah, I'd like a kettle.
Yeah.
12.5 grand for a decent one at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Jeez.
Yeah.
Right.
If you go for the smaller ones are cheaper, but the 750.
Yeah.
A decent one, 12.5 grand.
Bloody
I
hell.
was talking to Kenny earlier on, right? I was watching Shed and Buried last night, and they went to this fantastic place. I hadn't seen this episode before, but him and Sam went to this fantastic place where they had cars and they had a fantastic load of old motorcycles, right? And at the end of the program, the choice was to buy either a Dot 250 Scrambler or a Greaves 250. Now, I honestly thought he was going to go for the Greaves 250, right? But he didn't. He went for the Dot 250. And I was speaking to Kenny earlier on, and do you know what the Dot motorcycle company? Do you know what Dot is actually an abbreviation for? And this is the name of the motorcycle company. Right, the actual company's name is Devoid of Trouble. Dot. Yeah.
Devoid of Trouble.
Devoid of Trouble, mate. That's the brand name. And anyway, the funny thing is, because Henry Cole went out and bought this Dot 250, right? It was a lovely looking bike. I must admit, I'd never seen one like it. And he'd only had a couple of nights, and he got in touch with Chris Walker, right? Who's got his own motorcycle business, isn't he? Right?
Yeah.
And he went up to Chris Walker, and Chris Walker paid him $3.5 grand after 2 days because I think there's something that his dad loved, you know. And as soon as Chris, I thought, how'd you get around this? I reckon Cole bullshit, because there's no way that Henry Cole would have bought a bike, then gone up to Chris Walker's motorcycle business, right, and sold him it for another 1,200 quid more than what he paid for it, right? Yeah. And anyway, Chris Walker looked chuffed to hell. He shook his hand and he was polishing this thing and put it in his shop, you know, his store. But I must admit, some of these bikes, man, I'd never have left the place. They had a lovely Norton Commando. There was a GPZ 750 turbo sitting there ready for somebody to offer him 1,800 quid for. You know, that's like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Sweet shop.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't want to leave.
You'd have to have bars on the fucking windows, wouldn't you? Let me out.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, he said to this bloke, he said, mate, he said, I've got to be honest with you. He said, if there was a fire, which one would you choose? And the bloke was fucking straight up. He said, well, the one nearest the door, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, fucking Sam looked at Henry Cole as if to say, you were a swag. You know, he said, well, it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, the one nearest the door.
Yeah. And if you got time, go and get the next one along, and so on. Yeah.
He did, mate. He did have some fantastic bikes. And I just wondered if Chris had ever heard of a Dot 250 Scrambler.
No, never heard of it.
In fairness, I haven't. I think I've seen that episode. I just don't remember it being called a Dot.
Yeah.
Because I remember him going to Stalker's shop. Is it Colchester Kawasaki or something he's at?
No, who's that? No, Chris Walker. No, he's sure Yorkshire, isn't he? Chris Walker?
Sure,
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember seeing him on the forecourt, big Kawasaki dealership.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's going back a little while. But I'm just trying to think. See, I honestly thought he was going to go for Greece because my stepfather used to race when it was called scrambling. He was to race in the sort of mid to late 60s, all right, and then the very early 70s. And when Dave Bickers was on the scene, there was outstanding scramblers at the time. There was Dave Bickers, there was John Louis, who then became a speedway rider.
Yeah.
And there was also another guy. There was the Caudle brothers. There was Eddie Cornely's brother, right? And Dave Bickers, as you know, became sort of world famous for being a stuntman and all this sort of stuff. He went and bought a Greeks 250, which was a motorcycle company in Essex. And my stepfather saved, I think it was about 2 years to buy exactly the same bike as Dave Bickers. So he went and bought the Greeks 250. You know.
So where do you think bike manufacturers are going at the moment? Then, where do you think they're going?
I think they're reducing engine size and going supercharged route rather than go electric route at the moment. Yeah. I think they're going to wait, give it 5 years for all the electrical stuff to become more updated and more reliable. Yeah. And then they'll really start banging on electric motors, which is a bit of a shame because, to me, it won't be the same. You won't get the same kick.
Do you think they're just waiting? Do you think they're just waiting to? Do you think they're just waiting to see if battery technology improves then, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're just holding off a little bit. I mean, you take mate of mine's got a Toyota RAV4 hybrid, and the battery in that has got like not the engine battery, but the electronic motors batteries have got a 10-year lifespan on them. Yeah. You've got to replace it. $5,000 to replace the batteries. Yeah, makes the car worthless when it's 5 years old.
Yeah, but to be honest, I mean, it's like anything, isn't it? Because if you remember with computers, you can spend £1,500 on a absolutely amazing spec now, and but it isn't much more than what they were a few years back. The price comes down as they get more and more constant.
Yeah, it'll come down.
Yeah.
They'll get more reliable. They'll get a longer life, and they'll find a more economical way of doing it. Because at the moment, the carbon footprint for the batteries is just as much as an ordinary fucking engine, because of having to make the battery.
And to be honest, I can't imagine actually having to plug in your vehicle when you get home. For example, I mean, if I come home in the car, I pull up on the driveway, I go out next morning in a rush, look at the thing, and I'm just almost out of petrol, garage to, half a mile away, dive up there, fill up, and then all of a sudden I've got a 500 or 400 mile range or whatever it is. Not that I have to plug the damn thing and then sit there for 2.5 hours waiting to get charged into it.
I honestly think that will become something you just get used to in life, mate. Because, I mean, put it this way: before motorcycles, you had fucking horse and cart, basically, didn't you? So I mean, I think we'll get used to it, and I think they'll get better and better. And a lot of people who are riding these electric motorcycles, as much as we're lucky, really, with the last era of proper motorcycles. If you like, by the time we're ready to hit the box, most of us, they might be sort of just coming in the phase. But we're extremely lucky that we're allowed to do what we do. With the bikes that we can ride at the moment. Yeah. But I'd love to ride one of these better electric motorcycles because just to get the feel of it, because they are, as you can imagine, they as you've been told. They chuck the immense amount of torque these things chuck.
Oh yeah, they are.
It's immediate power.
But I think you've lost the heart and soul of what we class as a motorcycle by making it electric.
Yeah, it's the sound is the main thing.
Yeah, Gordon's just said Chris Walker's. Gordon's spot on here. Is at Grantham. Chris Walker's place is at Grantham.
Yeah, I knew it was up that way somewhere.
Yeah, it was his dad that raced that 2-stroke anyway. So hence the fact he bought the bike.
The trouble is, like Chris was saying about the sound of these electric cars and whatever. I can
Yeah.
tell you now from experience, the most dangerous cars on the road are electric cars.
You can't hear the bloody things.
Can't hear them. They
No.
catch up out sometimes.
I know.
You can't
You
hear
know
'em.
what, Andy?
Yeah.
They're even a pain in the ass to drive because I tell you what, I drive one of the works. They got a hybrid Lexus, right? And you don't even know the thing's running.
Mm.
You don't even know the thing's running, mate. You can't hear it. You can't hear sod all. And it's only when you put the throttle down do you get that engine come in.
Yeah.
Mm.
The thing is running so quietly, such as the electric hybrid type car. It's bloody dangerous, mate. I can imagine kids just walking out the road, you know, and just
Yeah.
That's it. It's just like you're rolling down a hill with your engine off.
it is, mate.
Yeah, but, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I mean, you look at the, you know, for example, using Weggy's scenario there. Kids are walking around with earphones on. Not just kids, we all do. And the number of times when you're driving a noisy diesel like I do, or a bike or whatever, and still somebody will walk out because they don't seem to comprehend the noise. What the hell are they going to do
No,
when,
it's just
you know, something
Yeah,
comes
everything's
slapping
horrible.
towards them?
Yeah.
Mm.
I like the ride one. I don't know if any of you lads are
No.
taking one of the electric bikes out for a test ride at all.
No.
No,
Yeah, I took
I
one out about-
haven't.
2 years ago, I took one out. 18 months, something like that.
Yeah.
And don't know how to describe it. Totally different alien feeling to it. Very
Yeah.
quick off the mark. I mean, you can light the rear tire up dead easy.
Yeah.
But and very heavy.
But
But
soulless.
yeah, didn't feel comfortable. Yeah, very soulless. Didn't at all feel comfortable. I was quite happy to get off of it.
Jesus, mate.
I
I tell you
can't.
what.
I tell you how impressed I was. I can't even remember what the fucking thing was called.
Nah. There's certain brands. I mean,
It
our
could have
local,
been. It could have
I
been
think
made
it's
by
called-
fucking Electrolux for all I know.
our biggest
Well,
motorcycle shop down here, which is All-Well Motorcycles, they promote a certain brand of electric bike, but hell if I can remember what the hell it is.
Yeah,
I can't
I think mine had a DeWalt battery on it.
Yeah. Did it?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, Chris. You watch a lot of motorbike racing and car racing. I did try and watch one of the MotoGP electric
Yes.
bike races, and I've watched one of the
The second
car
lap.
races electric.
Yeah,
And
it's just
tell
not
you the
right, is
truth,
it?
I watched it and I thought, I can't get into this. This is fucking horrible. I just did.
I sort of did. I
Anything.
watched the whole
No.
2019 series, mainly because Bradley Smith was in it.
Yeah.
But you look at the times that they've got, their time per lap is comparable to a Moto2 bike.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I think
they're-
they said there's something like 350 kilos. And if you drop it, you can't pick it up.
No.
They've got special quad bikes with cranes on the back to lift the fucking things up.
Yeah, I must admit,
So
I
imagine
actually.
that. You drop the fucking thing at a set of traffic lights because your foot slips or something like that. Even if you lower it slowly, you then need 6 fucking mates to turn up to help you pick the cunt up.
Yeah.
No, I must admit, I watched the MotoGP where they had the electric one. So I tried I think on 3 different occasions, and I think each time I literally watched it for about 3 or 4 corners, and I just totally switched off. I just could not. There was something about it. I just could not
Get
get
into it.
into it. I just-
It was definitely difficult.
Weird.
Maybe difficult's the wrong word.
Strange.
It was different. Yeah, very strange.
Mm.
But I stuck with it because I'm a huge Bradley Smith fan, and he was doing it. But apparently, like in a normal race, there's a bike up your ass because you can hear the engine. On the electric bikes, you can't. You have to wait till you get to a corner, and then you can hear their knee sliders on the floor. That's when you know there's another bike behind you. That's gospel truth.
That's
Gospel
really
truth.
helpful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything there? Is there anything there? Oh yeah, there's somebody
Oh,
behind
yeah.
me.
There's someone there as they chuck it up the inside on the corner like that.
Yeah.
I watch the cars as well, and I just think, oh, it's bloody awful.
I can't watch Formula E cars.
No, it's
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah.
I've seen Formula
When you look at it, there's probably 50-60% of the drivers doing Formula E cars are ex-Formula One drivers.
Yeah.
So they're no slouches, but I just
No.
I can't get into it.
Cars are quick enough. It's just you don't get the visceral sound, do you?
No.
No. The boiling sound, don't you? Yeah. So you reckon, then, Chris, that the age of the big bike, like the 1000 cc's, are coming to an end then? And you reckon they go
I can see him starting to drop down. You have a look at the way cars have gone, and like all the big BMs, Mercedes, and stuff like that. Mercedes used to have a 6.3 V8 in the AMG ones. They're back down to a 4 litre again, and they've got more power. They put 2 turbos on it, or some of the cars now have got a turbo and a supercharger to avoid the turbo lag. I think bikes are going to go the same way. You're going to end up the fastest bikes you're going to get are going to be like a 750 or something like that with a fucking great supercharger on it.
Yeah. I suppose that would take the weight down as well, won't it? And the size down, I suppose.
Yeah.
And, like having a big ZZR 1400, which is a massive bike. It's gonna take that weight and size down. It's got to.
Yeah. John Langton's actually asked a question. Are electric bikes are they automatic?
Yes.
No.
Which they are, aren't they? There's actually no gear change at all.
No, it's I think they call it a constant variable transmission. So CVT.
Yeah,
No,
so it's basically
most electric bikes don't have any gearing whatsoever. It's basically a motor.
It's the motor, yeah.
Yeah, you know how much charge you put into the motor itself, how much battery power determines your speed, your rate of acceleration and stuff like that.
So what are they like for braking and stuff like that? Are they easier to brake or are they harder?
I believe you get what we would call engine braking.
Yeah.
It
Motor braking.
If the bike has what's called what's it called? But basically, if you actually the bike can be made to produce power when it's braking.
Yeah.
So the actual
it's like a KERS system.
Yeah, it's similar to the KERS on Formula One. It actually produces power while it's braking, so it actually puts the power into the batteries. While it's doing that, it's causing braking through the magnetic force. And
Kinetic energy recovery. That's it.
At speed, you actually use a physical brake.
Yeah.
So that would be the same as using the engine as a brake.
Yeah. And so you got both your brake levers on the handlebars.
Yeah.
Right.
No clutch lever. Although some of the guys have had a foot pedal put on because that's what they're used to.
Weird. That's bloody weird.
That's just like riding a rally chopper or something, isn't it? Just a bit faster.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, there are some cars that actually have a CVT on them, but most it depends. I think it's the higher range ones that will have that. The lower range ones will they use the motor has a linear torque because it's electric. It's linear torque and linear power, so you don't need gearing.
No, it's as you say, it comes straight from the motor, doesn't it? Just straight off of a drive belt, really.
The thing will get me, if you've got a house with a drive, you can probably have a plug outside. But you take in this country, most houses are bloody little houses, and you got a path and you go straight in your front door. How the hell are they going to fucking charge these cars up?
Well, can you imagine living on Chevalier Street and you've got to plug your car in? Or Brantford Road or something like that. All terrace houses, no rig.
In the road, mate.
I think they'll improve them over a period of time. At the moment, if you plug your car in at home, it has to be on charge for, I think it's 8 hours to get like 3 hours of usage out of it or something daft like that. Whereas if you plug it into these charging places in the service stations, you'll get a full charge in something like 2 hours.
Well, they don't actually.
Yeah, but who's going to go and sit in a garage for 2 hours while you wait for a full charge?
Yeah, they don't
When you can
actually
just fill out a
recommend
petrol
you-
tank just like that.
They don't recommend that with the batteries we've got at the moment. They don't recommend you keep it at full charge. 80% is best.
Yeah.
Huh?
So,
Which makes
say,
a bit of a fallacy of it, doesn't it?
say if you said to yourself, "Oh, I think I'll go on holiday with the kids and the missus, and we go up to Scotland," you're going to spend
You
hours.
ain't doing it in one go.
No,
It's
you're
hard,
going to
mate.
spend hours charging it up, aren't you?
Mm.
You know, fuck it, man.
Yeah, range is a problem at the moment.
I did see an article on the telly the other day where they're saying they want to get it down to a full charge in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I still don't quite understand why they can't put some form of an alternator onto an electric vehicle so that it charges while it's going along.
Because you lose more power making the alternator go round than the electricity it takes to make the push it around.
Yeah, for current ones, but there's got to be a way of.
For everything you use electrical, you get a loss. So if you've got an alternator that's spinning round with the motor, you're putting more power into that engine to actually get that alternator to spin round than the electricity it's producing. So
Yeah.
you use more power to produce that electricity from the alternator.
There's got to be a way of getting, let's call it an alternator, but a charging unit that puts out more than it would use.
Well, you can remember years ago when you had a push bike, you had a dynamo that you put against the wheel and your lights. You know, that
Unless
just
you actually change the rules of physics, mate, it's impossible. There's always a loss. Always.
even if you had a dynamo.
What charging system you use.
Oh,
there
it
is a
will
loss.
take a loss from the motor, definitely. I'm not disputing that part, but the whatever you're going to use to charge your charging unit, whether it be an alternator, a dynamo, or a fucking, I don't know, a nuclear fucking power pack on the side or whatever. Somewhere along the line, someone has got to come up with something that would produce a lot more power than it would lose out of the engine to run it. That's the only. Somewhere along the line, those two things have got to meet.
Like I say again, unless you can change the laws of physics, mate, it ain't going to happen.
Well, I don't know.
Chris,
Yeah,
that's a point John Langton brought up. Now, I haven't really done a great deal of history with electric bikes. Now, normally, an electric motor,
Here we go.
it won't need a gearbox, right?
No.
No.
They
But
don't
they
need a
can use
gearbox.
a CVT.
Yeah.
Or is it a curve?
Electric bikes, are they automatic? Well, I wouldn't have thought they're not geared, are they?
No.
No.
no, we've just been going through that. There's a
Deja vu.
yeah, it's basically just like a belt drive off the motor straight onto the rear wheel.
Yeah, that's what.
A lot of them tend to have four motors, one on each wheel.
Yeah, but see, that's something else because something like a
On the
Tesla
back,
car
on the
has got an electric motor in each corner. Some of the others have got to have got some form of a transmission because they've only got a single motor that drives all four wheels.
Yeah.
And then like my
Is
mate's
that because
hybrid is
they-
Toyota.
And
Petrol
that's
engine
quite
does-
efficient as well, because you lose mechanical efficiency.
The petrol engine does the front two wheels, and the electric engines do the back two wheels. And if you want to go 4x4, and you've got to have both engines running.
Yeah, some of the hybrids actually you use the motor to actually chug away and charge the
Yeah.
batteries to give you extra
Yeah,
distance.
I think the great thing about the hybrid is I know for a fact that the Lexus we have at work, obviously while it's running, it's actually charging the battery. You know.
yeah. That's the good thing about hybrids at the moment. A plug-in electric is still way down the road for me.
Yeah.
Hybrid is closer, but still not for me at the moment. I'm actually looking at changing my car now, and I've fallen in love with an Audi.
Is that electric though?
Funnily enough, I was actually
No, mate, it's a 4.2 V8 twin turbo diesel.
Yeah, we'll just get that out there.
I love my diesel car.
I was looking at a Mitsubishi. I think that's a before I bought the Ford Focus. I was looking at a Mitsubishi as an Australian import. And I think that was something like a 2.5 or 3.5 litre V6 or whatever it was. Fucking French car. I nearly bought it. As well. But no, I'm not really. I don't know about you lads. I'm not into cars. Just
I like cars and bikes.
Yeah.
And the only reason that I chose this out, I've had a couple of Audis before, and I used to have an S8, which was the sport version of the A8.
Yeah.
And this diesel Audi that I'm looking at the moment, it's more powerful than the old S8 that I had.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Really?
And it's diesel. I mean, they're all limited to 155 mile an hour, but it gets 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
For a big fucking diesel, 4.9 seconds to 60.
Not bad, is it?
No, and it's like driving around in your front room. It's
Got a
fucking gorgeous.
Got to our company boss has got a rare car. That's his second Ferrari. It's a blue one, admittedly. I don't know what the model is, but I think the horsepower now, I think it's just under 600 and 680 horsepower, you see.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact he don't drive it like it's a Ferrari, drive it like it's a 2CV, right? And yet his brother, who's also part of the company, obviously, he'll get it and he'll make the nuts off it and he'll take it to the extreme, you know. So
I'm the same. The last Audi that I took out for a test drive was an RS6, and that had a 5.2 litre V10 twin turbo under the bonnet, and it was 780 horsepower.
Really?
This fucking thing was like a rocket ship. My missus went ape shit. Absolutely fucking potty. Wouldn't let me have it.
There's a lot to be said, but do you remember the old Nissan Skylines?
They were nice. They were nice.
They used to chuck out some serious horsepower, didn't they?
Especially the original Mark 1 and Mark 2.
Yeah, they still make them. The latest ones have got all fucking launch control on them and everything, and I'll tell you how technical they've got now. If you've got two of them, and they're one come off of the production line today and one come off the production line tomorrow morning, you took them both home and swapped the gearboxes over, they wouldn't fucking run.
Really?
That's how technical they got. They won't run. But they're all singing, all dancing. I'm trying to think of what they are off the top of my head. They're about 450 brake horsepower, something like that.
Oh, yeah. They've always been the drifting car, aren't they? Right?
Yeah, the newer ones not so much because they're of the 4-wheel drive, but the older ones very good for drifting, and trying to think what they called it, the Nissan Silvia, I think the 200, just because of the shape, and then they'll go and put like a GTR engine in it or a 2JZ out of a fucking Toyota Supra and stuff like that. Right, so with all that done, I'm going to love you and leave you because my eyes are aching like fuck.
Yeah, no worries, mate. It's good to see you, Chris.
I'm not surprised, mate.
Good to see you, mate.
Good to have a chat with you earlier on, mate. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, when all things are done and dusted, mate, you're going to have to come up and stuff and start here for the weekend, buddy.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. I want to go Andy's bar for a fucking start.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. When we can do this, we're going to utilise Andy as much as possible.
We get fucked up, mate. We get fucked up. Trust me.
That's all right. We'll come up there. We'll get fucked up. Then we'll have a kebab.
Chris, according to them, all I need is £2.39 to get totally fucked up in his club. So I'm going to be there.
Same shit, different day, mate.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to love you and leave you.
Chris, mate. Nice to see you, mate.
Take care.
Chat through the week. I'll see you all next week. Have a good guys. See you later.
Yeah, so
It's nice to see Chris looking so well.
Yeah.
He's doing well, mate.
Yeah.
Doing well. I had a good chat with Chris this morning on the phone. Mate. He's all right.
I'll tell you what, he's a
Well,
cracking fella, isn't he? He's a cracking fella, isn't
Oh, I
You
love
know,
his bits. It's
He's
a
just
lovely
had
bloke.
this operation where he's had 3 needles in each eyeball.
he? Yeah, he's telling us earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
I met Chris at the
Copper.
HCAF, didn't I? Yeah, did I meet him at the
Oh, that's race car, mate. Yeah,
Yeah, many years ago. Yeah,
That was about 3-4 years ago, Andy, that one, I think.
Mhm.
if I'm right.
yeah, because we've got to take Dobby up there when we can, when that all open up again and everything else in the summer, if that's nice.
Yeah,
we
that'd
can
be
do
nice.
it. Take
Up
Dobby
to
up
where?
there. Ace Calf, mate.
yes, Defo.
Yeah.
I've yet to do the ace.
What we've said as well, what was something we spoke about, because I don't know if you know, there's obviously this new site that's gone up, and it's all to do with biker caps. I don't know if you've joined it, but I'll tell you what, it's a fantastic. They've had a bit of stupidity on there, admittedly. They've gone from, I joined it when they had 6,000 members, and 3 days later they got 10,000 members, right?
Oh,
But what it is, they've got some fantastic caps with all the information about these places all over the UK, right? And I said, the one thing I said last year was I wanted to take the crew to 2 destinations. One was Squires up in Yorkshire,
right. Yeah, long way.
and I know it's a fair old trip, and that'd be an overnight because Squires you can camp or stay in the pub or at a local fucking bed and breakfast, right? And the other one obviously is the one down south. Now I've forgotten the bloody name of the place. Now you know where all the motorbikes are up down in Hampshire.
Loopies or something? No.
Loomies is the other one.
Loomy.
Yeah, Loomies.
Loopy.
I've never actually been there.
There's no camping there though.
Yeah, huh?
Have we got any biker calves in Suffolk yet?
Not really.
Hey,
I suppose
really.
we're not biker cat. We have. We got Full Throttle in Clacton, right?
Yeah, but that's a shop, and you just go in and get yourself a
Yeah,
coffee.
I know. Yeah, I know. But I still, and obviously you've got the other one in Walton.
Revved up. I've never been there.
I mean, effectively, it's the same sort of thing, Eddie. I mean, Loomies is the same sort of thing. I mean, I suppose the nearest one you've got to us really is that Route 11 up in Norfolk? Is that Route 11?
Yeah.
As far as I know, I've never actually been there myself. But tell you what, mate,
No, have I.
well, you would have, Andy, when we, before we went to Skegness, we went up to Yarmouth, that pub up in Yarmouth.
Yeah.
You were with us on that one, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I'll tell you what they said to us at the time. If we ever wanted, because they love the bikers up there anyway. If they ever wanted, if we ever wanted to make a crew weekend up there, they did say when we went and spoke to them, they said they'd love it. But then obviously with the COVID stuff, we just knocked it all on the head,
Is that Ormsby? Is it near Ormsby or something?
That was Ormsby, mate. Yeah, Smokehouse.
Yeah, that's it. And they've got huge grounds, haven't they, where you got camping area and stuff as well. Yeah, that was a nice little place. Though I like that.
It was, mate, wasn't it? It was a lovely place, to be honest.
They weren't out of range for a pint of beer either. They weren't that expensive.
No, they weren't. So as far as calves are concerned, we got a many. I mean, of course, we all use walkers when we can.
Yeah.
And I suppose there's the other one that Rob 64 lives near, which is I can't remember the name of it now. But I've seen
he lived near Walkers though, doesn't he?
He lives near Walkers. Yeah, there's another one. Do you remember the one that's nearer? The one that's nearer to Robin, now I believe, is the one where they have the custom cars. If I'm right on time. I can't remember the name of the place.
That's not Ston and Barnes, is it? You're not thinking of that? No.
Rob lives in. Where would Rob live exactly? Newmarket?
Yeah, just outside of Newmarket, doesn't he? Outside, doesn't he?
Yeah, around that sort of area, doesn't he? Yeah.
Outside of Bury, yeah. Okay.
John's put up here. John's put up. What's he put? Angels. Yeah, that's the one. That is Angels. Yeah. Yeah, John would know. He's got a bit of time with Robin, doesn't he? Because they have a lot. We went up there before. They they had a load of the custom cars out the front. And that's
Yes, I can remember it now. Yeah, on that industrial estate.
That's right, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember it. Yeah, I know what you mean there. Yeah,
I think they're classed as like a motor cab, if you like. They combine, the cars and the bikes, if I'm right to say.
Yeah.
But motorcycle wise, I can't think of any others that are close by apart from Route 11, which I've never been to up in Norfolk. To be honest, I think it's Route 11, isn't it?
I think the boy went up there. He said that was all right. He said it weren't too bad.
No. I know old man Tony's he used to go up there, didn't he? And I know quite a few of the Norfolk lot obviously go up there quite often.
And there's a lot of cabs that everybody uses quite frequently, isn't there? But there's not what we would class as a biker specific in Suffolk that I can think of.
What's the one, Weggy, where we went on the A12 near Marks Tay?
Oh, the bungalow.
Bungalow
Yeah.
cab.
Is it the bungalow or something?
Yeah, you go up and round there, and it's like an American diner, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is the bungalow American diner.
Yeah,
because we used that when we did the Sky Run. That was our last.
we did.
And that weren't bad, mate. But I just think that's a general calf, isn't it? I don't think it's not a biker's calf or anything. It's not a dedicated like Squires or Loonies or somewhere like that. To be honest. But,
And you got the other one at Fitchenfield, didn't you?
yeah.
That's not a biker's calf, but all the bikers go there. It's not. That's like a tea room, but all the bikers go there.
Yeah,
like that, Fitchenfield, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about your way then, Carl? You got much in the way of biker cabs around your way, Coventry?
There's not actually that many around the Coventry way. I'd say you'd have to go about 60, 70 miles to actually get to a biker's calf.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose it's the same with us, mate. Really. I mean, if you say, for instance, you go to Walkers, you've got Walkers about 50 miles.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
40 odd minutes. Yeah. Something like 40, 50 miles. And then I suppose Route 11. I can't remember exactly where Route 11 is, but that must be a good hour and 20 minutes travelling from Suffolk. I would have thought.
Yeah,
we haven't got that many around here at all, to be honest.
No, we ain't got no iconic ones like you talked about earlier. We ain't got nothing like that.
Nothing like that at all, mate.
No.
But then we've always sort of made do with what we've had around here. We've always travelled, and we're lucky really because there's lots of places. Say for instance, with the Suffolk crew, whether you've gone yourself personally or not, you always hear of people going to these different destinations. And obviously, wherever they go, that maybe the waterfront down near the River Orwell, I believe it is, and then we've used Toby restaurants, whether it be in Ipswich, whether it be in Colchester. We've got the Bungalow Calf, obviously, and of course, occasionally, these some of the crew members, they hit these different destinations, and you get to hear about it, which is nice because then if it's that good, we then put a little run together a few weeks later and then take a food crew down there, so to speak. Like I say, motorcycle wise, nah, we haven't, not in Suffolk, to be honest.
No, it's a pity, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that much.
I think if somebody had the gumption and could find the right place and open the biker's calf, I think they do very well in Suffolk whenever you get back to the normal. I think they could make a bit of bloody money out of it, actually.
Oh, no two ways about it. I mean, that's it's like this pub, the Plough. I think it's a Plough.
Yeah, Plough and Fleece.
Plough and Fleece at Cockfield. See, as you know, I mean, they've broken them down. So hopefully that place is going to remain a pub. But I think, obviously, the landlord and landlady that we've got to know, and I've got to know, I don't think they'll be keeping it on. So that'll be new landlord and landlady if they do keep it on as a pub. So whether we'll be able to utilise that, because that was a lovely little pub, wasn't it? Lovely big pub.
Yeah.
I liked it there.
big car park, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Well, you had a nice green across the road as well, didn't you? So you had plenty of sort of movement space for everybody.
Oh, of course, mate. Yeah, I mean, it was a bloody. I don't know what happened. Obviously, I mean, that's the same day as my accident. But I mean, the trip we'd had previously. That's funny, actually, because I nearly lost my dead today on a bloody T junction, didn't I, Danny?
Yeah, I actually got it on film, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm hoping the place is going to stay open because it's tried to kill me twice. Well, it had a lovely sized car park. You had the benches out the front. You had that big green across the yard. That was just a nice destination for the bike to be able to go. You know, it really was.
That was a
that
nice little ride out as well.
Was that the Bury St Edmunds crew was using that, wasn't it? That was going to be their headquarters, wasn't it? The Bury St Edmunds crew.
Well, that was going to use it as a base. I mean, they used to use the old pub at Red House. You know, just
yeah.
I mean, it's not obviously a place. It's just a general place where you decide that you meet the landlord and landlady. They'd love to have your people down, which is great because I mean, once a week or even twice a week sometimes, you know, the crew, whether it be the Bury crew, whether it be the Suffolk crew or both, we're all meeting up down there during the summertime, which was nice for people. You know, nice little run out, and that was plenty good enough. And I went down there a couple of times. And you had a nice night. There was probably 60, 70 people down there. The only problem you had was the residents. You know.
Yeah.
I only got to go there twice, I'm afraid, but
I never went.
My first encounter with the Suffolk crew was actually there, to be honest. I liked the place as well. It was nice. The only problem is the car park for that one. It wasn't that big.
No, it's down the side.
And it was always going to. Then you're going to have heaps of bikes all along the road, and I suppose a lot of the neighbours were going to take exception to that. You either like it, hate it, or don't give them monkeys.
The thing is, though, Peter, that weren't a great deal of neighbours, mate. You know, that was actually. I think that was just one arsehole in the fucking village, mate, who decided to become a complete and utter fucking twat and completely turned it round. And then all the lies came out and all the bullshit about the motorcycle was racing around and this, that, and the other. And then, of course, it went back to the local committees. Then they got in touch with the pub, and then the landlord and landlady were feeling like they were being bullied and pressured. And then the eventuality was the whole thing went tits up. You know? This is what happens, unfortunately.
And then you have this knock-on effect that they probably lost a lot of trade. The village doesn't give them the trade that the extra boost that the crews were giving them, say Edmonds and the Suffolk crew were giving them, and they probably ended up going out of business.
Well, that's the other thing they don't think about, Peter, because, right, I mean, okay, it's a village pub, right? But, you know, to have a village pub, you need to be, you know, to keep these places going, you need to support them, attend the fucking things in the first place. Now, if you've got an outside group of people, whether they be motorcyclists, whether it be car, whether it be fucking golfers or, you know, tennis club, you know,
dog walkers.
That's going to help the locals because that's going to help to keep their local pub open because of the trade.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's putting money back into that local area, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I said to Andy. I mean, you know, we support, and we did speak about this. As soon as the club opens up and we are past some of this COVID crap, when we can start getting a few numbers together, we'll be down there. We've spoken about various things that we could do. We could have a crew get together once a month down there, which would be fine. Even once every 2 weeks. Why not? There's people who want to socialise. You know, you don't necessarily have to be on your bikes. I mean, it's an easy location, and of course
you can't drink and ride anyway, can you?
Exactly. So, you know, to be fair, as I said to Andy, I mean, we'd happily support that, and you know, you can put on entertainment and just you ain't got to do that, have you? It's just being there.
Yeah.
It's support for local business and friends. To be honest,
it's just basically having a roof over your head where we all can congregate and have a good time.
Exactly, mate. Everybody loves to sit back and have a chat and a few beers.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, just because most of us will turn up on bikes doesn't make any difference if we turn up all in, you know, cars or whatever, does it?
Well, I know,
it's income.
Yeah, I'm the same as Weggy. We go out, we go to a pub. I have 1 pint of beer, 1 pint.
Yeah.
Whatever more,
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
1 pint of beer because you
Yeah.
can't have any more anyway. But
No, but
you know,
that doesn't stop you buying a coffee. It doesn't stop
No.
you from buying a Coke or lemonade
No.
or whatever, or
Yeah.
an non-alcoholic lager or whatever. You can still contribute
yeah,
without having to spend a fortune.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's another, you know, you all know Richard Collins, the old boy.
yeah.
Lovely old boy. He put together we did the
Mystery ones.
little mystery tours.
Yeah.
And, you know, the bloke's got a heart of gold. He's an old die-hard biker from many, many years. And, you know, he said to me earlier on, we sort of a brief conversation, he can't wait to have a couple of these little mystery tours for this
Yeah.
year or something.
I enjoyed them, I must admit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know
Yeah.
what? For a lovely little afternoon out, Andy, you know, you can't beat it, can you, really?
No,
You know?
I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
You know? In fact, I've got a complete vlog. I don't think you was with us at the time, Weggy. We went right up to the top of Norfolk and all the way back. I've got that film. I've got that vlog, and I never ever put it up.
You really?
No, I never put
No.
it up. I don't know why, but I never did.
I'd
Yeah.
be interested. Who was
Well,
that
stick
with?
it up.
Andy? Who was that with?
That was with him. He took us all the way up to some little calf, right up near, right on the top of Norfolk. That was.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's, not that one,
Roma.
it's not that one that's on the cliffside, though. That's
Yeah.
just demolished.
Yeah, yeah,
Really? What
Yeah.
the hell was that name of that place? They've actually just they've had to stop people going. They had to demolish it because that's fallen into the sea off the cliff.
yeah. I got
You know,
that
you've
all on.
got the film.
Yeah, yeah. I got it all.
That'd be some rare footage to see, Andy.
Yeah,
Pick it up, Andy.
yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't ever put it up. I don't know why, but that's on my other computer in my garage. But I could get it off it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your task for the week.
Johnny Langton's come back with Blue Sky. It had a certain name, didn't it? I don't know if what John's is that the name. John, is that the name of the place?
We went
I'm
up
not
there,
sure.
and I'll tell you what, we got there, and the weather was fine, and we were in this car park, and the weather turned within about 10 minutes, and that blew the sand off the beach and whatever, and you
Really?
couldn't see that was blowing in your face, and we all had to fuck off and go home. We
Really?
only there 10 minutes. Yeah,
Do you know
'cause the
what?
weather fucking
Yeah.
turned. It was awful.
From what you're saying, Andy, just by that brief sentence you've given me, that's obviously the reason. 'Cause that was on Anglia News about 2 months ago, and everybody mentioned on the cruise site this is where they'd been, and
Yeah.
of course this place was literally tilting on the edge of the cliff. They demolished it, mate.
All right.
And that was a
Oh,
lot.
I remember seeing that post. Yeah.
The
And,
weather turned so badly.
someone's
Yeah.
business just gone. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Oh,
sad,
it's
isn't it?
horrible,
But
isn't
there's
it?
not much you can do about that. It's just shit happens, isn't it?
That is shit happens, mate. Johnny Langton's just come back and said he said yes. So he seemed to think
So
it's
it was blue sky.
blue sky. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably was, when the place was built, it was a good many feet away from the edge.
Well, supposedly, mate, when the crew went, it still had about another 5, 6, 7 meters.
Yeah.
So that's literally been appraised away in that short period of time. You know?
Mm.
Well,
You've
all
only
I
got-
can remember, we went down, I can remember going down this very little tiny lane, and you went all down the bottom. There was a big car park. The
Yeah.
calf was further down. I never
Yeah.
went to the calf because we pulled into the car park. I
Yeah.
got on top of this cliff bit. I looked over all the beach and the sea. It was beautiful, and there's this big black cloud come over, and that turned nasty. And honestly,
Yeah.
within 10 minutes, we were gone. Yeah.
Mate,
Run
You had to put your
away.
you had to put your visor down because the sand was blowing at you like you're in the Sahara Desert.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and that
Fucking
pissed down
Well,
away.
Andy, I don't know why we bother, mate. What with the rain that we fucking fight and sand
Rain and
all the
sand.
shit we get thrown at us. I don't know why we bother. Let's stay
I think,
inside.
I think that was another journey, Weggy. When I got home, I was fucking soaked to the skin. But there you go.
Oh, stop being
I was
such a wuss.
laughing the other day about that. I actually said to somebody, I don't think I've ever been so fucking demoralised in my life. Yeah, that was that bad. It was that bad, mate. I'm coming back from Skegness. You didn't even want to survive. You just wanted to get off the bike and crawl into a hole and die. To be honest,
Because that was shortly after my accident. I was toying with the idea to actually drive up there, but I just couldn't use my wrist at the time, and I must admit I would love to have gone. But I'll tell you what would have been even better is me driving past you all in my little Nissan Note, going, "Whoa, I'm dry."
To be honest with you, mate, I was that pissed off, mate. I wouldn't even notice, mate. I wouldn't have given a shit. Because really, to be honest with you, I just wanted to get home. That was it, mate. The fucking book was finished, mate. That was it. I was done.
Isn't that the one where Stitch literally got home and she poured water out of her trainers or something when she got home?
Yeah, mate. Yeah,
she literally poured.
The only person who gave me any comfort, right, was Andy when I said, because I had to make sure that he felt as shit as I did. Right, because I couldn't believe that anybody could have enjoyed that trip home. And when Andy said he was the best that made my day. All of a sudden, there's a warmth come over. You know? That's what got me home, mate. I thought if he could do it, then I could fucking do it. You know?
I've never really rained like it for many, many years. Let's put it that way. That was the worst rain I've ever driven a motorbike.
I've not ridden in rain like that before. That was that fucking bad. It was 50 miles of torrential rain.
Oh God, I would have been so depressed. I'll tell you what, that would have been awful.
Mate, we got fucking depressed in Skegness. That pissed down on us the first
time. We pulled in that garage. And that just fell down, didn't it?
But you know what? When you're in somewhere like Skegness, you got a good 2 hours plus trip, right?
Yeah.
And the fact the thing is, the stupid thing was, and we were still talking to Skeggy, knowing it was massive black clouds, right? And you see them, you still carry on talking, and you think, I'm really stupid because I know that I'm going to get wet. And like I say, Eddie, we were still in Skegness. We hit the first garage, and all of a sudden the fucking clouds opened, mate. And we all got fucking already. And we'd only been on the road 5 minutes, Peter. Right?
Honestly, that was raining so hard, Peter. You could have got a fucking knife and cut it like a fucking curtain.
I tell you what, I really wish I'd have come up in the car just to be able to watch you lot.
You wouldn't be able to see where you was going, I'll tell you.
I can honestly say that, man. I would have given my bike away, right? I would have sacrificed the bike, right, for a lift back. Yeah.
What, in my Nissan Note? It surely went that bad.
That's funny because you say that, but Carl, unfortunately, it was one of those things, Peter. We had the Sunny Honey run with Skeggy Cruiser. And obviously, we decided that the forecast was that bad that we weren't going to have it on the Saturday, right? So we cancelled it for Saturday. Unfortunately, Carl didn't get to hear it, did he?
Oh, Carl.
Yeah, I trundled all the way up there. In the drizzle, it was ever so slightly drizzly. I trundled up. It was slight mizzle.
He was gorgeous.
we were actually quite concerned. Me and Skeggy spoke on the phone, and we tried to make sure that because Carl was invited back to Skeggy's to stay overnight until Sunday. That's right, Carl. Because the only other guy that turned up was old man Tony, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a little chat. Couple, and book it off home again. They go for a cup of coffee, man.
Well, the thing is, with anybody within reason would get invited around Skeggy's, mate. He wouldn't let you go home in the rain or whatever. You know, we've all been invited around Skeggies, mate.
Oh God, yeah. Have you heard anything from the old boy lately? We ain't seen him for a couple of 3
No,
weeks.
not really, mate. I don't know. I don't know. No, he still posts up. Well, not posts up, he doesn't, but he still sort of likes the occasional thing in the crew and that, but he's just gone very quiet. I don't know if everything's okay with it. You know, I'm sure he's possibly watching this tomorrow or some point. So, hope you're well, Skeggy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Missing
I
you,
know.
man.
I know he's
Listen,
has been having a lot of fucking problems health wise, ain't she?
Is
I
she?
know that. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
probably
bless.
what it is, to be honest.
Well, family comes first, man, doesn't it?
Oh, I got to.
Definitely.
The nick a cake, Pauline? The nick a cake?
Just
Can you ask her for 4? Because I'd like one, please.
Yeah, Amy's been baking tonight while we've been talking. She's made some nice cakes over there.
Oh, lovely, mate. Yeah.
I had one
Andy.
already earlier, but I'm going to have another one in a minute.
Yeah, but Angie, I'm only around the corner. Can you send some round to me, please?
Yeah, I'll get Amy to run one round for you.
Yeah. No, 2.
Oh.
I can honestly say I've had enough of this fucking shit. Oh, man.
I've not had a single beer, mate. Not had a single beer tonight.
Yeah.
I take it there's only one thing good about it. It's free.
Yeah, it is free. That's out of date, but
That's the
I
good thing about it.
couldn't drink this all the time. It'd do my bloody head in, I'll tell you.
No.
Oh, God, man. It's so strong. You make me a coffee, darling? Thank you.
Just happened to see Gordon's got it. Gordon got it from the calf to Skeggy's house in a piss day. When was that then, Gordon? Oh, that must have been Skegness. That must have been Skegness that day when we went to last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
We met Gordon up at Sports Bike Shop, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went up there because I remember him posting on there. He met you up and then went up to Skeggs.
Yeah.
Because he was on his white Vulcan, wasn't he?
Yeah, the Vulcan, yeah. With the Quagga. Just say, has Moist been on tonight? Moist has not been on tonight.
No,
he
I haven't
hasn't.
seen
Track one moist. No, he hasn't, actually. That's unusual for him.
he was on last week, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there last week.
So
Yeah.
He forgot us entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just hope everything get back to normal sort of April, May time and we can do one or two things now.
Yeah, look, he's just popped up.
Oh, he hasn't, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, God, talk to the devil should surely appear.
Oh, Moist, there you go, mate. All right?
His ears must have been burning.
Yeah, nice of you
Lovely.
to turn up.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for you for 2.5 bloody hours for
The
Christ's
thing
sake.
is, right? We've got our old mate Moist. My question is, Moist. Obviously, as from what we can gather, you're a biker or you're interested in bikes. If you are a biker, mate, Moist, what do you actually ride? What sort of motorcycle do you ride, man? Question.
Yeah.
You know you're going to get a shit answer, aren't you? Oh, dear.
I'll tell you, it's something like a 2-stroke electric or something like that.
Yeah.
That's better, coffee.
Oh, good God. Angie, you're being spoiled, aren't you?
I'm always spoilt, me, mate, because women love me so much.
Oh, well, I can see. It's the ginge minge, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the colour of the hair that does it and the freckles, mate.
It's sad when a cup of coffee is better than alcohol, man.
Yeah. I'm starting to worry about you. You need to get your club over quick. You're losing your touch.
Yeah, get my wife back to work.
Yeah.
She works there, so get back to work, Pauline, eh? Yeah. Get a service for points, mate.
Get out with any money.
Eddie, I'm on the Cop Knock motorcycle site at the moment.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to Mark Dalton the other day, yeah, about the Cop Doc Motorcycle Show.
Mhm.
You know, they brought it back a month, right? Or brought it forward a month to September, yeah.
Mhm.
At the moment, it's still undecided as to whether it's going to go ahead.
Oh, God.
Because you cannot. I mean, because of the financial
The outlay.
like if it not happening, with it all being planned, would be disastrous.
Mm.
I think at the moment, what they're looking to do, they're going to address the situation in about April. As far as
Can I, without sounding putting a real damper on everything, but in reality, I think 221, I think is going to be wipeout for events as well as 220, because they put so much effort and there's so much time, so many things to organise for them that they're not going to be able to. Shut up, Dave. They're not going to be able to set up a show.
Yeah. I'm going to read this out. Right, this is the answer.
Go for it.
This is the answer that's just been given on the Cop Doc site. This is a guy called Aidan Smith that says, at present, as far as the Cop Doc Motorcycle Show is concerned, we plan for it to go ahead. It's a live situation, and we will redress the issue as more information becomes available. As restrictions are lifted in the summer, we will be the first big show for people to attend. Long-term future of the club is paramount for generations to come, but at present we all need something to hold on to for mental health reasons, mine included.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Good point. I was really hoping that we might have had the Kesgrave bike show, but I honestly cannot see that happening.
No.
I have to be blunt, Weggy. I don't think that's going to happen. Full stop.
Nah.
I don't think. I can't see any lockdown being released until they're already talking about March.
Yeah, I know.
And they've already then started to hint that I don't think it won't be early spring. So it's not going to be March. It's possibly not going to be April. So you're then going into May. And these organisations, all these big places that do all these things, they can't organise something in 10 weeks or something like that. So I think 2021 is going to be a washout again, and I think that's what we've got to accept.
Yeah,
I don't think we've got no choice, regardless of what
some smaller ones later in the year.
Yeah, but even they're going to struggle, Carl, because they've got so much to organise, like Cop Doc Show. Yes, it's in September. That's their plan, but they would have been already organising it now.
The thing as well, they might relax some of the health and safety rules. Because we're no longer in the EU, they could relax some of the health and safety rules, and we could go back to some of the things that we had in the 70s, where you turned up, if you got electrocuted, oh dear, how sad, never mind. Yeah.
I can't see it being like that. I can't see him doing that. I think 21 is going to be a washout. And I think we've got to accept that. I think we're going to get more freedom when we get to May, June, July time. So, yes, we can start having our meetups, going to a pub for a meetup and stuff like that, or going out for a ride with each other somewhere. But I think a lot of these big events are going to just go out the window. I mean, Glastonbury's already kicked 21 into touch.
Yeah.
I just wish, more information, right? Not. I think, to be honest with you, I'd really like to know the fucking truth of this whole COVID shit, right? And I'm not going to go on about it, and all this fucking inoculation and everything else, right? I think we're all sick to the fucking eye teeth of all of it, And I think, to be honest with you, I'd love for somebody to be able to believe and be completely honest about where this shit came from, how the fuck we're supposed to be dealing with it, what is it doing, right? And what the fuck are these vaccines, and what are they going to do, and how we move forward from this shit and kick it in the butt,
Because I must admit, I'm like you, Wiggy. I'd rather know if it's going to be hopefully sorted out by August, or if it's not going to be sorted out for another 3 years.
Exactly,
I'd rather know that, so at least you can just live your life accordingly, can't you?
trouble is, though, mate. I mean, we're every month we're going to be told the same thing. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm trying to keep my head out of news now because it's
I
morning
keep it out.
fucking day. And of course, we all want something to look forward to. Now, if you're going back to the motorcycle things, I suppose the big difference between, say, for instance, the Suffolk crew, we can organise daily trips. We don't need a premises. We don't have to pay out shitloads of money for this, that, and the other. Whereas you've got something like, the MCN show, or you got the Cop Dog Motorcycle show, where you've got an obvious big outlay and a lot of people involved. I think it is definitely right at this time a hell of a gamble, and I really do.
And to be honest, if I was running the Cop Doc show, for example, I know it's not until September, but if I could, I would scrap this year. Because I think it would be better just to switch off and not have it. It's not what I'd want.
Yeah.
But I think there's so many people that are be relying on that income if they turn up and then you have to call it off.
I think the nice thing about what we do is as soon as we've got some freedom to roll. So, for instance, you're not going to it's not going to go into normality, right? We know that.
No.
But if they come out of the lockdown that we're in at the moment and you drop down a tier or 2 tiers, at least a few of us have then got the freedom to get the hell on our bikes, right? And
just go and find a local pub like Bangor Police or something like that, or even just go down to the Phoenix seafront, knowing that we're allowed to do that, and you just meet up together and have a chat. Perhaps grab a bag of chips or something like that.
Right, that's all you need, mate. I mean,
I think that's going to be the way forward this year.
Of course, you don't know how it's going to turn out, but even if you have a weekend run, to Aldborough, Chippy. I mean, that's something like that. It's just such simple things that we all used to take for granted. That now it's like Christmas. To be able to do something like that would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just having a party. Just being able to have a proper party. Andy, you're an arsehole.
Cinnamon roll, mate.
I love them. Send one round to mine.
Just got to say, Mike just got back and he's obviously saying, he just says here, actually, Weggy, I don't have a bike. Kicked about on dirt bikes a bit in my younger years. But for now, I'm working on a license, albeit slowly at the moment. Borrow mate's XD250 at the time. All right, nice, mate. You brought us up to speed, boy. Right. Good to find out.
It doesn't matter if he rides or not rides. He loves bikes, obviously. It's very clear he loves bikes. He wouldn't be on here if he didn't.
Oh, absolutely, mate.
Which is, that's all counts.
It could be just a bunch of sarcastic bastards and take the piss. And he's a sane mind.
Trouble is, he's got too good a sense of humour. He beats the rest of us, doesn't he?
The trouble is, he can sit back and think about it, Peter. We have to think.
Yeah. I don't think. Full stop.
No, I tried to not get on ahead myself, to be honest. But fucking moist. Yes, thanks. Amy, can you post one of those strolls to Australia?
Scroll?
Cinnamon roll, mate. They're absolutely fucking lovely.
I bet they are. So fucking sound it.
Oh, shut up, Andy. She only has to walk about 200 yards to bring me one.
Is that how far you two live apart?
Not that far.
Really?
Not much more than that. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
We're not that far away from you, either, are we, Wiggy?
No,
why do you think I look so bloody nervous all the time?
Honestly, before I come on, I had to shoot up the Morrisons and get a couple of bits and pieces, right? I've never been. I know Tesco's is normally fairly busy, sort of around 9 o'clock at night, and I know Sainsbury's can be. That's the first time I've been in Morrison's, right, at that sort of time. And I'll tell you what, there's only about 3 people, if that, in the whole of Morrison's down Scoring Road.
Well, at our store, we've had, I was working till 8, And for the last 2 hours, from about, well, not even that, I'd say last 3 hours, we had three tills open and the self-service, and it was so quiet. It was absolutely extraordinary.
Really?
Absolutely amazing. I think what it is we're living in a new world, because in the olden days, people went to work. Most people did 9 to 5 attitude, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So you'd have a big rush as soon as you open at 7 o'clock attitude. You'd have a big rush at lunchtime for people who were local, and then they'd dive in. And then you'd have about 3 o'clock, 2:30 to 3:30, people that were either doing shopping before they're collecting the children or after their children.
Yeah,
and then you get your 5 o'clock. Now, because most people are working at home and kids are at home, everybody's got more time. They'll just go when they fancy.
Yeah.
So you don't have those big blocks. So that
Right.
makes it, you're still getting the same number of people coming in. It's just not a sudden surge and then manic and then drop off.
Yeah, that's not bad. You know, I've been in your Asda a couple of times over all these years, because normally, you know, obviously being the end of town I was at, I'd be Tesco's, Bartlesham, or that'd be Sainsbury's at Warren Heath, whatever. But of course, you'd have Asda down at White House, which is obviously a sort of bigger store. But
yeah, the Berry Road one. Yeah,
I must admit, your shop was not a bad sized shop, really, is it? Do they do the pizzas up there as well? Do they do the pizzas up at your store?
Yeah, you can go to the pizza. They've either got ready-made ones that they've done.
Yeah, or the ones you can you sort of make yourself, you know, with all the
little... or you just go to them and say, you know, I want this, that, and the other, and they'll make it up for you there and then. Or you can actually order it and go back and collect it.
You know what? They're some of the best pizzas, mate, you can ever buy. You get them made up properly, mate, with all the oils. And I'll tell you what, for the money, was it a 12-inch pizza, the big one?
Yeah.
12-inch, yeah.
No, wrong way around. You have the bottle. Yeah. I have the pot.
£4.
Absolutely mental, mate. And I'll tell you what, they're better than any fucking Pizza Hut or Domino's pizza. I think, anyway.
I like the barbecue ones.
Oh, mate.
Barbecue base. Yeah, they're my favourites. Yeah.
Always have the barbecue base, Andy. Always have the barbecue base, mate, and I have the oils on top, you know, after they've finished.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, I must admit that store's been open. Well, I moved here. Oh God, I think it must have been July 2010, and at that time it was the original Stoke Park shopping centre, as it was, which I've always known, with Harley's Pub one end, and you've got Buckley's Bank.
John Langdon. Do you see that, John?
No, John.
John. Take care, bud.
Pass your bloody test.
Yeah, hurry up. And I think they built that in something like 2011. I've always been a customer there. Wherever I've been living, and I've actually found it an absolutely fabulous place. It's busy enough, but it doesn't get overly busy most of the time. 9 times out of 10, every customer is a resident, because it's in the middle of a residential area.
Stoke Park, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose really, obviously, the residents before the Asda went up really would have been Tesco's and Bunnings.
Yeah, they would have done.
Yeah, because you've got the old Audi up there now as well.
Yeah.
Oldie. I don't mind the Oldie store up there. The Oldie store is quite good, actually. I don't mind it. Yeah.
And it'll be closed forever.
It's a nice store. I don't mind Oldies as a store, but what I don't like is the checkout.
No.
I absolutely hate the checkout.
Yeah.
Because they just do this, and yes, okay, when I'm doing it, I'm doing this, but if it gets full and they're struggling to pack, I stop. Simple.
Do you know, the simple fact of the matter is, mate, what I do is I purposely fucking slow down. So then, if you're going to be stupid with me, I'll be fucking stupid with you. And I'll piss them all about, and they'll stand there and keep looking at me, right? Waiting for my fucking card because I haven't paid. You slung all my shit down here in 2 seconds flat, right? It's going to take me 5 minutes to bag it up. Yeah, so you're going to wait. I've bagged it, then I'll pay for it, yeah?
Yeah, Wiggy, you've already come through my till. I know what an arsehole you are.
Exactly.
I am surprised.
No, I'll tell you what. He was actually one of the best customers I've had.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Peter, seriously, Peter, seriously though. Seriously,
Yeah,
though,
mate.
in the main stores, like Sainsbury's, Tesco's, and whatever, people, the cashiers will slow down, right? And of course, you get people who are off the help. But when you get your littles and your oldies, they seem to think it's a fucking joke to push all your stuff down as fast as they possibly can, and that's why you make them wait. Don't be a fucking idiot. You know, just
no. The thing is, they are instructed to do that at a
I don't
certain
care.
speed.
It doesn't bother me.
And to be fair, as a cashier, I have to pass so many items through when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And they've got a minimum standard that they want.
Right.
But the beauty is, if I'm going like this and I'm going like this, bob, 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 all I have to do is then press the total button. It stops the timer, and then the person who has got the mount can just get on with it.
Yeah, I can understand that, Peter. But to be honest, I mean, let's be honest with you. I've seen some, you know, older women and older guys, right, struggling to fill these bags anywhere near the speed that this stuff is being pushed out. And I think, you know what, you're a fucking idiot. You know, you stupid little
you know how many times?
You're supposed to put them into your basket, take it over to the bit at the side, and then put it into your
bag.
Yeah, you're not supposed to bag it.
That's what you do at adults.
Because then we know which bags we can put them into, i.e., the freezer bag.
No, but you see, the thing is, if someone comes through my cash, if it builds up, I stop. And if they're struggling to pack, I will ask them, do you want me to help you with your packing? And I will actually take one of their bags and I will put stuff in for them, whatever they ask me to do.
Peter, I'm going to hold my hands up, right? I'm going to hold my hands up, Peter, right? I'm going to definitely say, and I'll say this before, I'm quite happy to shop. I'm quite happy to do a week shop. That's not a problem. I don't mind, right? I don't think blokes are quite as good as women for finding bargains, right?
No,
honestly,
they're not.
I don't think we dedicate the time. And when it comes to packing bags, we're nowhere near as good. I don't care what anybody says. I've been reminded about it week after week after week.
I know how to pack a bag.
Years to train him. 33 years to pack a bag.
Really?
Then can I say, sweetheart, get rid of him because I can pack a bag just like that. Bang.
There you go. Dobby's on his way up.
You know, my children love me. Like my children absolutely love me so much that if I actually, especially before COVID, when I drag them shopping and stuff, they love to come in shopping because if they put stuff in the trolley, I'd stop and I'd move and I'd put it in a certain place. It had to be organised. And then as soon as I got to the thing, whatever I took off had to come off in a certain order. And then whatever came through the till, I had to put in the bag in a certain order. And they absolutely love that because they think that's absolutely fantastic because they have to do fuck all.
No, it's not natural for a bloke.
I'm sorry.
What's natural for a bloke is, mate. Right?
These ears aren't natural for a bloke, but for God's sake, I've got them.
No, it's not natural for blokes. Women, what's natural for bloke is, right? What's natural for bloke is his other half to stand there. His other half to stand there, right, and say, "Well, it don't go in that bag; it goes in that bag." And then so,
no, actually,
it'll go in that bag.
Actually, right? I will say this, Weggy. 9 times out of 10, the bloke just stands there like a gormless fucking idiot.
No, mate, I used to.
Well, the poor old woman's going like this, trying to catch up, pack the damn things in, and then he turns around and says, "Don't worry, dear, I'll pay for it."
Yeah.
Can I have your card?
You say that first.
Yeah, but he then always adds, "Can I have your card?"
The best one was, right, so you made sure, so what I used to do was empty the trolley right under the belt, right? So I was ahead. Now, the best thing about that was, once all the stuff's on the belt, as long as she's got a card to pay for it, I was out the shop, mate. I want the fag. Right, so you stand there
I'll remember that. I tell you what, Reggie, watch out next time you come to my cash point. You're You're in trouble, son.
Dobby, why have a dog and bark yourself, mate?
Oh.
Why have a dog and bark yourself?
Yeah, can I say
All
to
right.
that? I've used that principle. I've been married twice, divorced twice. What's that say? I'm single.
Yeah. Still are.
The only thing I would say then, Dobby, you're not a very good trainer.
Andy, that's best. Mate, I'll tell you what, just leave it to the professionals, Andy, mate. Leave the shop as quickly as possible. Go to the
Yeah, I'm
front.
not hanging about. Yeah.
Right? And then watch. The thing is, at least you can be helpful because you can guide them down through the outside windows, right, as to where the door is. Right?
I will admit, I do put the chopping into the car.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Yeah,
good lad. Oh, well done, Andy.
I know. I am a
I've
saint.
got my cap.
Thank you. Thank you.
Andy,
I don't shop.
I haven't actually seen you into Azzy yet.
No, he's
You
not.
what?
12:17. He's just said hello to me.
It's,
So I'm saying hello.
it's 0026 now, dear.
Oh, all right.
Andy,
What's happening? I'm lost.
So
yeah,
Sorry, I'm having a blonde moment.
I think women are far better. Seriously, I think women are far better at packing bags than blokes.
No,
yes. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No, I disagree with you, Peter. Women are far better. Blokes really seriously need to piss off.
I know how to pack a bag, mate.
Yeah.
I can pack a bag. It might not necessarily be in the right order, right? But it's a good bag. Well, I tell you what, you pull out a fresh cherry pie, right? Next to it, a can of links.
Yeah, and then stuff the frozen turkey on top. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
And then the
check out
bacon.
Mike's post down the bottom here. Look, check out Mike's post.
What's he going on about? I can't get it.
Bang on.
That's what I'm thinking.
Putting that up there.
Oh, mate. Oh, can I say, I wish, I really
Yeah, but we saved you 30 flipping dollars or pounds or
Yeah.
We're better.
You're better at saving money
Yeah.
by spending it. Yeah.
Can I say I wish Rice was living local because I'd love to meet the lad.
You know what? Can I just say, Peter, us blokes, right? We love gadgets, right? Electrical items and stuff. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
Right. So
Well, I saw you with your pink lights the other night.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Your pink lights the other night.
Pink lights.
Yeah. Alexa, pink lights,
Alexa.
please.
Alexa,
Oh,
do
them
this.
fucking things here. Alexa. No, it's fucking Amazon. Lounge lights pink.
Oh.
God, we've got Alexa now. We think
Hold on.
right.
Dear, here we go.
Lounge lights green.
Sorry, everybody. I shouldn't have said anything today.
There you go.
Yeah, Alexa.
Don't worry. He's sorted. He's having a play.
He's happy. He's
Yeah.
happy. Yeah.
Right.
They pat him on his head. Yeah.
Hey, Peter, listen to this.
What?
We had somebody had to pop round, right? And somebody had to pop round. So what I did was the kitchen light was orange, the first light in the lounge was green, the second light was blue, the whole light was red, right? And the landing light was yellow, right? So every single bulb in the house was a different colour. Now you think I'm joking, right? I've also said that I'm also going to install a dry ice machine in here. You think I'm joking? I'm not.
Can I ask a silly question? If you get an Alexa, obviously you've got to buy special bulbs, have you, for your light?
Yeah, they're Bluetooth bulbs made for Alexa systems, yeah.
And how much are they?
They can be quite expensive, mate. It depends. I mean, say for instance, you can spend up to about £30 for 2 bulbs.
Bloody hell.
Jesus Christ.
So, say for instance, if I say, I mean, yeah, like Amazon, lounge lights
No.
red. Amazon.
Isn't
Lounge lights
it,
red.
no, it's Alexa. Daisy son.
No, it's not. It's Amazon.
Oh,
Someone's
you
in
changed
the
it.
lounge, it's Alexa in the kitchen. Yeah.
Oh,
kitchen
okay.
the kitchen one's Alexa. This one's Amazon.
So you've got to have a different name for every little box you got.
No, I don't set them up, mate. That's not my system because I usually would stream something like Spotify, and obviously in this house it's all Alexa. It's all set up for Alexa. So what I did say was, I wanted to, if you want a real, I mean, the Alexa system works fantastically depending on what you want from it. I've been music streaming while I've been streaming wallpaper for about 6 hours today. And I've literally any single album that I want out of my CD list, I can play. Anything off Amazon, I can play. Right? You've got a little TV screen. If you want to see Amazon Prime films, that'll play those. It'll play YouTube. It'll play anything. Right? It'll Google anything. Yeah. And say, for instance, here, Amazon. I love you. Listen.
Thanks for saying I love
Amazon. Stop. Yeah, see?
Do you know what's really sad is I'd like one of those. That's the sad part.
Yeah, the thing is, they are you know, a lot of people dismiss it, but they are fucking crazily interesting to have. You know.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be going Amazon or Alexa. I want to go shit for breaks. Turn the fucking lights out.
Okay, that's what it's called. Right, so Amazon.
You can
downstairs lights off.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on.
Lounge.
Turn himself off now, isn't he?
Amazon downstairs lights
If you
off.
get cold or something, it doesn't recognise your voice.
I tell you what, Andy, watch out. If I get an Amazon, I'll get turning your lights on and off for you.
Yeah, Peter, look, Peter.
Very worrying.
Peter. So I'm in the lounge, Peter, right?
Yeah.
Amazon kitchen light green.
Okay.
Oh dear God. I think I know what my new toy might be.
I like this one, Weggy. It says, Weggy, if you yell fucking kids, does it start playing Michael Jackson?
That's got to be mice. That's got to be mice.
Amazon. What is the loudest rock band in the world?
According to Manowar is the loudest band ever.
Manowar is the loudest rock band ever.
Bloody
I
hell.
thought that was Motorhead.
No. Alexa, lounge lights white.
It's not, Andy, can I say it's nice to see that Weggy has got some company.
Yeah.
He's got someone to talk to.
That's
Yeah.
all that's left.
Well,
That's all that's left.
Even though she doesn't listen to him, obviously. Alexa,
Right.
like, white.
Well,
Alexa, lounge lights white. Thank you.
well, at least, Dobby, if you got yourself one, you'd be able to talk dirty to it, wouldn't
It would. It'd have a flavour.
Oh, yeah.
you? Yeah.
I'm not sure how to talk dirty, but I'm sure I can practice.
I don't think you need any assistance.
Alexa.
What do you mean?
or
What do you
Amazon.
mean? Excuse me, I'm a young Clafford boy.
Listen to this one. Hey, Amazon. What is wanker?
Is what?
Amazon. What is a wanker? Amazon. What is masturbation?
Anal masturbation is usually defined as the stimulation or manipulation of one's own genitals, especially to orgasm. Sexual self-gratification.
Oh, I tell you, I've got to get one.
You got it. Let's laugh a minute, mate. It really is.
What's the best model to get? Is there different?
Mate, just literally, my son's just bought one, right, for his new house. And he's just paid about £30 for the Echo Dot, right?
I've got to have it.
Mate, it's as funny as hell, but like I say, I said, because of course, you can now, because I'm going to be buying a TV soon, a 55-inch Samsung, which has got all the smart shit on it. And of course, Alexa can control the TV as well. Well, trust me, it's getting ridiculous, mate. It really is.
What, even if it's going cross-platform like Samsung?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All new Echo Dot, 4th generation, smart speaker, £35.
Yeah, Echo Dot, superb, mate. And I tell you what, mate, they got a good sound.
Yeah, but you have to pay so much a month. You have to pay so much a month to have them, don't you?
Yes, mate. Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot, I don't think. But the thing is, Andy. Yeah, it's Amazon Prime. And I don't think you have to obviously pay a great deal for the basics like this. You'll have to look into it, Peter. I mean, obviously Sam would know a lot more. But
so if you already had Amazon Prime, you could probably get it all anyway.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And just I can't show you now, but you can buy. Peter, if you have a look at this other one, as a little mini TV, as a speaker sound system and a TV screen. It's called the Echo Show.
Yeah, Echo Show 5.
Right, I've watched Suffolk Andy's YouTube videos on it last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, right. Because that's only, that's 50 quid.
Well, the Echo Show.
That's
Echo Show 5.
That's really good value for money, mate. Trust me, the sound of it is immense compared to what you'd think it would be.
Yeah?
And I love good sound quality, yeah.
I might have a look at one of those.
Yeah. Definitely entertaining.
I just want to be able to shout with a machine that does something.
That's like you got two lights in here, right? Right, so I'll say Amazon, lounge light 1, red.
Okay.
Right, so that's that one. You can see that, right?
Oh, mega.
So then Amazon, lounge light 2, blue.
Okay.
How crazy is that, Andy?
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
Andy, do you get a feeling while he's not actually working down the docks, he's got a part-time job working for Amazon?
Think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sales rep.
Yeah. Well, the point is, if you've got Amazon Prime and you got all the, you're paying for all the films and stuff like that, you might as well have one. I'm actually thinking about sort of dropping Netflix and going on to that. So I've got.
You know what, Andy? I can honestly say to you, we've got the Netflix here and the Amazon Prime, and the Netflix is nowhere near as good as the Amazon Prime, mate.
Is it not?
No,
I'm thinking about switching.
I actually found I use Amazon Prime, Netflix more than I'd use Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I don't, because I find my problem is with Netflix, and I had this same problem years ago. For me, they can be very mediocre, and they don't update their stuff quick enough.
No, I'm running out of stuff to watch actually, because I watch quite a bit of it, and I'm at work. Sometimes I'll watch 2 to 3 films a bloody day, and you soon get through them, I tell you. You
do, mate, and I think that's not, I mean, although because they're all jumping on the bloody the whole pandemic thing at the moment by upping their prices at the moment as well. That's not to say Netflix is shit, but my problem with Netflix is, as I've said, they need to update their films and their series a bit more than they do.
Yeah.
That's what I find. Because like you say, if you watch, and as people have been watching it regularly, bearing in mind that Netflix are now putting up their prices, I think they do need to work on rejuvenation of new material.
Yeah.
That's not to say Amazon Prime are brilliant, are top class for that, because they're all pretty much the same. But you know, to be fair, I mean, you're paying a half decent rate. But the thing is with Amazon Prime, I'll tell you what, Andy, you can pick any track you like, and that will play it. Any album you like, and that will find it within reason.
All right. Yeah.
And do you know what, mate? I'm not kidding you. If you spend, I mean, I could go and buy a sound system tomorrow. Bearing in mind, I've got all my hi-fi separate and everything, right? I'll spend, you know, thousands on them things. I could go and spend £500 on a Bose system, right, that is set up for Alexa or Spotify, and the sound would fill this whole house, and that would sound as good as hi-fi.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't, because that's what I'd love. That's what I'd
You ain't
love.
got to spend that sort of money either, Peter. You can buy something like a bedding system for about £150, and you'd have hi-fi quality sound. You know, I'm just old school. I love me separates, but you know.
Yeah, but you know me. I like. You know what I'm like with my music.
Yeah.
With my issues, I've got two therapies.
Yeah.
That's my biking, and that's my music.
Yeah.
And wherever I go, I've always got music on. It almost irritates me being on here because I can't have my music on in the background because obviously copyright and stuff like that.
Lads, you listen to this, right? I'll go and sit at the fag, right? And because of a certain age, now you check this one out, and you'll recognise this one. And this is just off the cuff. Amazon, play Albatross by Fleetwood Mac.
Yes. Yes.
Andy, here you go. Amazon, stop.
It's easier than getting a CD from the rack, I must admit.
Do you know what, Nicole? I'll tell you what, I'm not kidding you, mate. I started off playing some old Status Quo today, right? Then I went on to Judas Priest. Now I'll just play every single track that Judas Priest has ever put on an album, and they randomised, right?
Yeah.
Right, and then I went from Judas Priest, and I went to whoever, and of course I could mention any band. I could ask them to play Uriah Heep live. I could ask them to play Status Quo live. You know, you could play anything. There's nothing it can't play. That's the silly thing about it, and the quality's nice. You know, I mean, I played Sacrifice album by Motorhead earlier. That was lovely to hear that after a couple of 3 or 4 years. I hadn't heard it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just crazy, Eddie, and the sound quality from these small speakers is incredibly good, really. You know?
Oh yeah, the sound quality you get nowadays from the speakers and whatever, because the technology's got so much better. Mate,
you know, it's the way they utilise them little subwoofer systems and these tiny little speakers, mate. It's brilliant, you know.
Yeah. Equalizers and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it is. I'll tell you what, Andy, I can sit in the kitchen, right? And I'll just say, for instance, you just want to play some Rush. You know, a Rush album from God knows 1983, whatever, and that'll play the whole album. You can randomize it. You can once you get pissed off on a track, you can just say next. Right, that'll play the next track, just like your CD player. So it's lovely, mate. You know, and of course you can have it playing. There's one speaker here. There's one speaker in the kitchen. There's another 2 speakers upstairs, and you can play the music to the whole house, or you can play it to 1 speaker or 2 speakers.
Yeah.
Meister's asked a question.
Yeah, we said that.
Start playing Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Well, lads, I'm going to have to go. I've got to get up in the morning very early. I've got to take my wife for a MOT, a car, and I've got to go to work tomorrow.
What time are you working then, Andy?
I'm doing 4 nights, mate.
4 nights, are you?
Yeah, A12.
All right, mate. All right, Eddie, it's been great to speak to you, mate, and great to catch up with you again.
But yeah, hopefully I'll be here next week. So you know, if I'm doing this, that'll be Friday to Monday anyway. So
yeah, no worries. That's always good.
Yeah.
See you later, Andy.
Take care, Andy.
Bye.
See you later, buddy. See you later. There we go.
I'm just having a move around. Hold on.
We're going back to
You're
Dale.
having to move around.
Yeah.
Alexa, downstairs lights white.
Just getting that out of your way.
Downstairs lights white. Right, that's all the lights white there.
White and white.
Yeah. That's all a bit gimmicky, really, Carl. You know, it's entertaining in a way.
Yeah.
The only thing that was mentioned the other day was, right, that wasn't me, right? I'm thinking about having one of our special bulbs in the toilet. I think if you think I'm going to the shit house, right, for somebody to say, Alexa, turn the shit house light off, right? Think again. It ain't going to happen. Because Carl, you would never be able to turn it back on, mate. Not if you know where near a speaker. You know.
Yeah, but no, Alexa, wipe my ass for me.
Yeah.
It's gotta be good.
When the retractable alarm come out and start scraping your clinkers, mate. Yeah, big time. But no, that is entertaining. Like I say, the music stream side, and the fact that obviously you know you can bring the movies as well. You know, it's fantastic. And of course, when I don't, you know, kids like to sing the words, and so do women. I find a lot of the time with music, and when they're playing the tracks on say the Amazon show, the Alexa show thing, Google show, whatever it is, it actually scrolls all the words down as it's going through the number of the song. So yes, it's very good, very entertaining. Alexa, Amazon, what's the time?
0046.
Yeah, Amazon. What day is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow's date is Saturday, the 23rd of January 2021.
Sorry.
Tomorrow is Saturday, 20,031.
Yeah. Amazon, I love you.
Thanks for saying I love you.
I think, Carl, I have a feeling we know exactly why he likes Amazon. For that one phrase. Alexa, I love you.
Yeah,
Amazon.
nice.
I just trying to think of something stupid to say, but I can't really. You can take the piss out of the system, but she will tell you that obviously there's certain things that she will not rephrase or she will not give you a definite answer to be honest.
Yeah, I've got one of them Prime sticks. I don't know what they're called. You just stick in the TV.
Oh, the fire sticks.
The fire sticks. That's the one. Yeah, I've got one of those. It's got Alexa on the remote.
Yeah.
You sort of press the button and say, Alexa, eat my shorts or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. Quite comical. They're pretty good, though, aren't they?
To be fair, this Alexa it gets everywhere because I could have it on my phone if I wanted to.
Yeah,
that's the Samsung. All you have to do is press one button, and all of a sudden you've got this Alexa thing.
Yeah, I mean,
mad.
part of the initial setup is from the phones anyway, especially when it comes to the lights, because you have to connect them into a system. And the other thing was you had to split the gigahertz with the broadband as well, because some of the bulbs, it was 2.4 and 5.6 work on different levels. I think it was the upstairs ones that are different brands.
Wiggy.
Mate, I know. I'll tell you what, I said to Sam, I said, well, we should get some fucking strobes, right? Some strobes that are controlled by Alexa. Right? Now, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Strobe lights.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but not in your shit house, mate. I don't want to see in your shit house. Thank you very much.
Strobe light. I'll tell you what, you imagine a strobe light crack. Huh?
No, I can't, and I don't want to.
Or even worse, a little fucking handy session with a lefty. Imagine that on a strobe. Anyway, lads, I'm going to call it a night. I'm pretty tired. I've got to get up in the morning. So I've got
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah, me too.
I'll end the broadcast now then.
All right, mate. Yeah, no worries. Well, cheers everybody for turning up.
Nice to see everybody.
It's nice morning. God knows who else, but see you later.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Ta-ra. Bye-bye.